Good evening and welcome to tonight's episode of Eat, Cook and Survive, where a bunch of people gather in different locations to play some Dungeons and Dragons. I was going to do my normal thing and then I thought, no, let's be inclusive. People. Yeah, just people.
Excuse me, I don't identify as a person.
There's always one.
I identify as a vintage rosé, I'll have you know.
I mean, you are 90% rosé at this point.
Might turn my aircon on in a minute.
Oh dear. God, must be boiling.
Anyway,
Wine makes Connor slutty.
Only in D&D.
Ashley's going to try and hit on the worm.
Yeah. How you doing?
I mean, you got high charisma. You could maybe seduce it.
Oh my God, yeah, just give it a go. Might work.
Unfortunately, I don't think I speak worm.
I'm sure
There's
just
always
let the body do the talking.
Yes. Dance is the universal language of the world.
Yes.
You could do the worm.
What, while all of you lot do the running man behind me?
well, this is degenerated much faster than usual, hasn't it?
I barely said words and we've already established some chaos. So, yeah,
Alcohol, sunshine and friends, and one polyhedral boy is all we need for a good time.
Just one. Just
Polyhedral
one.
boy.
It was a one. I'm going to die today.
A good omen. A good omen.
And Steph's not here to say, don't die, honey.
Do you know what I just realised? Because Ross has only just put up the video for last week, I don't actually know what thing he did to fuck with me at the beginning of last week's episode. Because I haven't got around to watching it yet.
But you can watch it. You can watch it after this episode, and then you know how much to try and kill him next time.
Yeah, that's why I've been delaying it just in case we're fighting this one.
Or you could just overreact now.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then I'll just have to scale it back in how much I revive in.
Should we just do a couple of takes and then I'll just split it out on the video later on so you have the appropriate. So can I get a very angry, please, Luke? Can I get a slightly less angry, please, Luke? That's like a disappointed look, that was. Yeah, can I get a you're elated with what I did to you?
That's his elated face. That's definitely his elated face.
Now can I get 2 fast grunts, 1 loud grunt, and a death grunt, please?
Perfect.
And scene.
I am available for VO work.
Can you? Sorry, on the last grunt, can we just make it a little bit more sexual, please?
Wow, he died with an eyebrow raise.
Bravo.
Encore.
too far.
Hang on, no, I think I need to do it more like a carry on for. Oh, you've run me through.
Ooh, matron.
Matron. Anyway, so I'll actually get into. This is, contrary to what you may have seen thus far, this is a show about D&D. So, Matt will be joining us in a little bit. He is finishing off work at about 7:30, so he'll be turning up at some point. In the meantime, Cedric, I assume, or Ross, I assume you're taking up the mantle of Bruce.
Sure.
Because you're the only other person who has access to a character sheet other than me.
Yes.
And Connor can't be asked for that shit.
Do you want? Connor, do you want?
Oh, no, me?
Yeah.
No, he's already. No, don't let him. The rose will take over.
He dies. I think Cruz jumps out of the spaceship and stabs the worm in the face.
He runs off to try and lure the worm away from us.
Exactly, it was heroic. It was the way that Matt would have wanted it to go.
He smears himself in his secret blend of herbs and spices, grabs the crystal, and gets the worm to eat him to dispose of it.
What is Cruz again? Oh, he's rogue, isn't he? Yeah.
You say that, Dom. He probably is getting some secret herbs and spices on his way home because he gets peckish.
I forget, is it 11 or 12?
69.
69 different flavours of herbs and spices.
Yes.
Nice.
That's a sensation you can only hope to have in your mouth.
Exactly. Have you missed
Finger licking good.
Have you missed us, Laura? You've not been at work for a while, so this is where you get your smarts.
This is, yeah, exactly.
I like it how Laura evades the question by just laughing.
I don't miss you fuckers.
This is a different level of.
I mean, to be fair, you're about to fight a giant worm, so I'm not sure if that's a metaphor for something.
Everything's a sexual metaphor if you try hard enough.
And God help him, he tries very hard.
Yeah, he does.
I can't help it, guys. It's been a while. Anyway,
No, it was last week we played D&D.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Gets over us so fast.
Sorry?
Gets over us so fast.
No. So many different D&D players, so different time. Anyway, so where we last left off, a party of wandering stars and their new friend Leela, with 3 E's, were wandering through space and had taken care of one of the visionaries with their silver dragon friend Ilmara. Thank you, Connor, for the sound.
We've got a full-on voiceover studio going on here.
I know, right?
All the time.
Please,
can we at some point pick a scene from I don't know, Lord of the Rings or something, and we have to do all of this. You have to do all the voiceover for it and all the sound effects and everything. Have you seen that video? Has anyone seen one of those videos before?
Yeah. You have my sword.
And my bow.
And my axe.
And there are no sound effects in that one.
No, there aren't. No. One of the best scenes is where they're in the Shire and they're cleaning glass, and then they voice over the. Everything was done.
Well, they're doing the sound effects game from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, I get what you mean now. Yeah.
We need to do that.
Best Lord of the Ring joke video is that one where it's the end in slow motion, and then you just get Aragorn coming. He's like, it's like
it's like that. I mean, without derailing this even further, I watched all 3 of them the other day. So just finished watching them, and the ending is with the slow-mo laughing. What the fuck is that about?
You have to watch the dub version of that. It is brilliant.
I still think the best one that I've seen is the whole thing Legolas, what does your elvish eye see? And it pans him. It's someone's put massive googly eyes on Legolas. He turns around, they rattle around. It's they're still rattling around in there. I lose my shit every time.
I don't think we know what rails are.
Oh.
Anyway,
so the best thing that I've ever... No, I'm just kidding.
Having dealt with that particular visionary, you made your way back to the head of the fallen Titan that had long since been petrified and contained the mind flares that you had dispatched earlier, because you wanted their blimp. You made your way to the blimp, ignoring the ominous rumbling noises that were coming from inside the head, evaded a mind flare, who then got spat upon by a big vial of acid from a giant, immense worm, covered in slime and now hunting seemingly for food. It charged and wrapped itself around the blimp that you are now flying, with Leela, Kafina, and Asher now piloting. Leela, who at this point is now a goblin, thanks to a conversation that was had with Athena, for Family and Leela, and then Cedric going, no, goblin. With a reincarnate spell.
Any conversation where Leela's involved is really more of a monologue.
No, goblin!
Yeah.
And
accurate.
That is where we left off, as Family and Cedric jump to the top of the worm, and we find themselves ready to roll initiative.
You mean top of the blimp?
Yes, I hope he does, rather than on the worm.
Yeah, because I don't remember you guys going for the worm.
That's stage 2.
Yeah, that's the next one. Oh dear.
Play I mean,
is the 3rd stage profit?
Oh, we're off to a good start on the initiative. Where's my other dice set?
Third stage is hit it. That's generally our plan.
I need more dice.
That does help in this game. My notes.
I have all these dice here, and I just rolled it digitally. I've changed.
You have changed. I've gone back to I've gone back to like old school pencil and paper, like the old days.
Yeah, nice.
Lockdown has ruined dice rolling for me.
All right, so 25 to 20. As I realise I need to roll for all the thing. That's all right. Okay. 25 to 20.
25.
25.
Crew's got 24.
24 for Cruz.
Asher got 20.
Wow.
What?
Oh, Cedric got 21.
No one cares.
I critted on the initiative.
So you got Cedric and Cruz back to back. I'm just going to swap Cedric and Asher around so you make life easier.
Sure thing.
No, make him play 2 in a row.
15 to 20.
16.
For Foundling. 10 to 5. Well, 10 to 15.
12.
12 for Leela. And Fee.
6.
6. I also need someone to roll for the initiative of the ship because currently, whilst Leela, Kafina, and Asher are in it, their initiatives are going to be wrapped up in the ship because they are.
Okay, what thing does it get?
Whatever the dexterity modifier I put on the ship was.
Luke,
Hold on.
can I ask a favour?
-3.
Can you slide the battle map to the left or to the right, and then I can put all of our cameras, preferably to your left.
My left.
Yes, yes, thank you, perfect. That's really good. Thank you.
The ship got a 16.
16 for the ship.
How did a
I
ship
think that's better.
beat me?
The ship did beat you and Kafina. The ship's going at the same time as Foundling, so I'm just going to put the ship after him because it's not them, sorry, because that's easier. So, Lyra, you're up first. You know that the worm has wrapped around, and that Cedric and Foundling have run upstairs.
So where I am now, I cannot see the worm.
No, you and everyone else are currently in the sort of main flight deck.
If I use my movement and bonus action dash, can I get to where I could see the worm?
You can either see the worm in one of two places, because it is essentially wrapped all the way around the back end of the blimp. You could either jump out onto one of the wings, which is where you climbed in previously, or you could go up top with Foundling and Cedric.
Oh, go up top. How much movement did that take me?
That would. What is your movement speed? Remind me. 35.
30.
30. Of
Oh,
course, because you're flying, aren't you?
32 in the astral sea.
Yeah. So triple dash, triple movement.
Only bonus. Can I do it without using my action to dash?
No, it's more than it's just about 100. It's about 80 feet away distance for you to travel.
And if I went to a wing, how far would that be?
Less, but you are at more risk of sort of bouncing off and floating away. There's sort of a
I
localized.
really would be able to see it. Can I see it if I like lean out of one side?
You could do, but it would have very severe cover because obviously it's like thick tendril wrapped right the way around.
That's fine.
Okay, so you can get round to that side. You'd still have your action.
In which case, I'm going to cast Banishment.
Okay, so it's a charisma save, yes?
It is.
Hopefully, this just solves all of our problems.
Is banishment
Just pretty easy.
touch? Has it got a range?
60 feet.
Okay, cool. All right, charisma saving throw is 17.
Fails.
Uh-oh. Okay. The worm is gone.
Guys, get us out of here right now.
You don't know where it's gone, but it's gone.
That's
I'm
fine.
concentrating on it.
You are. As you're sort of flying through this, you're particularly starting to notice there because you're outside now. Same for Foundling and Cedric.
Yeah.
You're starting to feel that there is something sort of passing through your mind and through your physicality. It's like a wind, but instead of it being a physical pull, there isn't really airflow here, you can hear the memories, thoughts, dreams, fears of thousands of people. Prayers left unanswered for gods long forgotten. It's starting to push through you. And it's starting to make a difference onto your psyche. But you're okay for just a moment. So, Cruz, what's Cruz going to do?
I mean, well, I will go straight up to the top where Cedric and Foundling is, and then realise that there is no giant worm there anymore, I guess. But we'll, I don't know, ready an action for an attack if the worm appears back again.
Okay.
And is able to engage in a melee.
Alrighty. Asher.
Home!
No, your initiative is wrapped around in the ship, so that's fine. Cedric.
Oh, so we'll have 2 in a row.
Yeah,
Okay, yes, that's fine. Did Asher say... Right, obviously the worms just disappeared, so Cedric will go back downstairs. Can I get to Asher?
With your movement's 30 here, isn't it?
Yes.
If you dash, you would get sort of in shouting distance.
That's perfect. I would like to try healing words, so that's exactly what I want to do.
You need to be able to see her, don't you?
Oh, okay. Can I not see her? Sorry, I thought
I
we
wouldn't-
shouting distance.
If
If you were to look at Asher, you would say that she's banged up, but
I'm just giving it a little...
healthier than Fig.
Yeah, you can see within range. Okay. I will just stay where I am. I will. You know. Yeah. I will. I will prepare healing words for in case someone gets injured or takes damage whilst trying to fly the ship.
At what level?
Just level 1.
Okay, so you are partway. I'm going to put you over here because you are partway to the engine room.
If I see anyone who needs any healing, why not?
Okay, and Slot marked off, ready for consumption. All right. It would then be its turn. It doesn't make a save at the end of its turn, does it?
I don't think so. Look at the actual book rather than the card.
I've just searched it. No, it does not make any other saves.
Okay.
It's just concentration, which I am maintaining.
Yes, you are. Okay. Oh, fuck. All right.
We've ruined this entire thing for him.
It's not over yet.
I mean,
I think what you mean is we played it well and no one should be upset about this outcome.
No.
I mean,
Who's let the gas out?
I'm kind of a bit upset because I wanted to try out my new weapons, but
I mean, yeah. Okay.
never mind.
At the end of the Neothalid's turn, I need everyone to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh shit!
Asher, only you get your benefit.
Yeah. And I'm glad I did.
Oh, that's actually not terrible.
Natural 20!
When you picked that up, Laura, all you showed me was a 2.
Oh. Definitely a 20.
Okay. Okay, so Leela did well, I'm guessing. 20. What was the total? 30. Jesus. Cedric.
So I rolled both die for Cruz and Cedric. They bumped into each other, and then one landed on a 2 and one landed on a 3, so it felt like it was bad luck when the dice touched each other. So Cedric's got 7, and Cruz got 9.
Both of you feel the racking thoughts that are passing through you, and it is far too much for you. Both fall unconscious.
Whoa!
Jesus Christ.
Wait, who fell unconscious?
Cedric and Cruz.
Cruz. Lyra.
It's unfortunate both of the characters I'm controlling are both unconscious now.
Yeah. Lyra? 15 is the DC, so that was lucky. That would have been a problem. Leela? Oh, well, you're doing your family.
17.
You are fine. Asher?
Yeah.
22.
Fee?
15.
Just succeed. Okay. So the 3 pilots maintain their alertness.
Oh.
Fandling.
I would like to grab Cruz and drag him back down off the top of the ship, so he's somewhere safer.
Okay, so it'll use half your movement to drag him, but you can get inside the skin of the blimp so that you're not actually actively floating off.
That's it. I don't want him falling off by accident.
No, that would be bad. All right, it's then the ship's turn. Leela, Kaspina, Asher, what are you guys doing? You have 3 actions you can take with the ship.
Home.
So
Temple
we
of-
can, if we want to like get out of here, we can use the relocation.
Yeah, and we need to use Temple of Athena, I assume, because it's the only place I think we all have been,
You
and at least know
Artemis.
that we've all been. Huh?
I mean, Artemis.
Athena.
Artemis, yes, that's it.
Sure.
Well, I mean, because the 3 of you are psychically connected, you can be sharing different aspects of it. So if you wanted to go a different location and decide where it was, as long as one of the 3 of you has been there, you can go to it. Doesn't have to be one you've all been to.
Up to you guys then.
I would prefer Jorvik, mainly because we've got a lot of allies there. But we should probably aim for the contrivance.
Aren't we worried about suspicion there? I know the contrivance would be great for doing the ship, but like I'm with Jorvik actually. I don't think Jorvik's that bad. Like our base, can't we just
Fine, punch it. I want to pull up outside of it though, because we can't go into it.
Okay,
It may fuck the ship entirely.
so you're choosing to land above the forest of Alpine, near to your keep, essentially.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna steal a ship.
So
Yeah.
the 3 of you focus your minds, concentrate, and Lyra, as you're sort of hearing this, and sort of you lean back in, close the door, as there is a the ship blinks out of existence from the ethereal plane, and you suddenly all feel gravity take a hold all at once as you land in the skies above Jorvik, next to Alpine. Still with some forward momentum because you were moving at a fair speed beforehand.
Apparently the travel pace is 11 miles per hour.
Yeah. So
So
pretty quick.
fast. So fast.
Relative to everything else that you're traveling at, given
So
your walking speed's 35 feet, Laura, I think 11 miles an
11
hour.
miles an hour.
Hey, that's fast. Most ships in this don't travel that fast. Anyway, but relative to the time period. Anyway, but you are now in Jorvik.
I'd like to parallel park it outside my base if possible.
Okay. You sort of control it and Actual,
Why have I got a picture of Asher like leaning out the window? Like,
Yeah,
back it
yeah.
up, back it up.
The 3 of you do have a vision of about 60 feet outside of the ship, whilst you're connecting it, whilst you're sort of focusing around. So you're aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I'll park it underneath our little cloak that we've got, so it vanishes.
How high is that cloak?
It's 1,500 feet. How big's the ship?
Like,
How big is the ship?
I mean, it's on the description that I sent you.
Only 100 feet.
Yeah, I can park that.
That's 100 feet high. I think it's 50 feet wide.
It's
120
feet
by
by
50 by 100.
100 feet high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is it? Your Mirage? Is it Mirage
1,500 feet is Mirage Arcane, and then it can hide it.
An area up to 1 square mile.
Yeah.
Area, not volume. I don't think it will extend that high to be non-existent.
The
It won't
tower
hide.
I've got has got to be close to 100 feet.
It'll hide, yeah, it'll cover over with like trees and shit, but it won't cover.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll go with that. It might not look perfect, but
Might be a bit poking out, but
it's a Banksy.
Okay.
Modern art.
Regardless, as you have suddenly appeared over Alpine, you do hear as seemingly
That's fair.
something appearing that size is causing some concern. But yeah, Cedric.
Yeah, good.
Cedric
I can just hear back
Cruz-
in Gerenalis's tower. Security breach.
Okay.
What did you say about Cedric and Chris?
Still unconscious. Unconscious for 5 minutes.
Okay.
But as you park it up, you can sort of get it into a position where it holds its position without a pilot. It won't fly away.
Oh, good. Because that would be terrifying.
Especially if the covering comes off and just tentacles flying on its own.
Are we sure there's no more illithid on this ship? Just so we're aware.
Weren't there the tanks of tadpoles on there?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
they were in the Titan's head, weren't they?
Nope. They were
No,
in.
no.
There were some
They were
on
in
the
Titan's
ship.
head, but so was this. You haven't actually looked to see whether they're. Actually, no, you did look and you found tadpoles in here before when you looked
Yeah.
around.
Oh, well, at some point we need to kill those.
No, they're our kids now. We're all parents.
We need-
No!
We'll bring them up the right way.
Fee can
Yeah.
be the first volunteer to host those.
The kids can eat the cow brains, and we'll eat the rest of the cow. Real
I'm afraid the power of racism is compelling me.
I'm going to get rid of the combat then because that's no longer necessary.
Oh, sorry, you spent so long on that ship.
I mean, I didn't. I spent 2 minutes building it.
I will release the concentration on the spell.
The word
It
appears.
is back on the.
No, no.
It's actually from your Vic. You sent it here.
I just love if it just returned because it returns to the ship point rather than to like the plane.
I mean, it was tempting. That would have been an interesting encounter. But anyway, but yes, you arrive at the ship. Your home. The elderly wizard who has been looking after it comes out and goes,
Dilly dilly.
I don't know what that means. What?
This is a illithid spaceship.
I'm on a blimp.
When someone has a moment, Cruz is unconscious. He seems stable, but I can't revive him.
There's absolutely nothing I can do about that.
Did you say?
Well, the illithid are dead. We accommodated it. It was a
Boils of war.
must thing.
Make a persuasion check, because he is very afraid at this point.
GTA, Grand Theft Airship.
There you go.
17.
And he sort of goes, okay.
Yeah, don't worry, they're all dead. We sorted that. And then we killed a
Wander away.
ancient void dragon. That was something.
I have not come across those in my readings, but good on you for surviving an ancient dragon.
Good story, bro.
Well, old Leela over here, she didn't quite fare off so well. She was a gnome before, but you know, gnomes, goblins, same sort of thing. Actually,
Oh,
aren't they cannibal around here? Or is it halflings?
Halflings.
Halflings. Oh, you're fine.
Which is why they always give Cthulhu a bit of a.
Yeah, it's fair enough. We did the same thing.
Oh, well,
So in response to the horn, are there a band of troops?
you do hear at this point that there are hooves sort of clopping through the forest. You just hear voices shouting out, "Where is it? I don't know. That can't have gone far. It's a fucking airship. Where's it gone?"
I'm not sure if I should go out there.
We have an airship that goes invisible. We've got a helicarrier.
We'll tell Gerenolus at some point, and he'll calm it down for us.
Sure. We'll just pretend that it wasn't us.
We can just use the
Who
ship.
put this
What?
fucking wall here? And someone has
What?
clearly ridden into the space where the where the keep is.
I'm just going to poke my head up over like the little parapet. Good day.
You see a bunch of sea elf, male and female figures. Some of them are still quite injured from the various attacks that have happened here, but some of them are mending. They look up at you and go, "What's going on? Who put this here?"
Tell them there's a hamster in their father smells like elderberry.
You've stumbled upon a hidden base built
we have
on
to
orders
kill
of
you.
King Gerenolus. Turn round and leave.
Make an intimidation check.
Sure. Oh, fuck yeah, 19.
Total or plus?
No, that's what it. Don't reach. That's as high as it goes.
I don't know. You might have rolled a 19. You got charisma. They sort of look up and go, but there was an airship.
The airship is meant to be here. It's additional fortification.
Make a deception check.
Oh.
Where's that deception? That sounds legit. It's isn't that what we're going to use it for?
It might sound legit, but it really isn't.
No, this is because we wanted it.
No, it's because it was the best way of getting home.
I mean,
22.
22. All right. Carry on then.
May Odin be with you.
Sorry.
May Odin be with you.
They sort of running off, and one woman turns around and goes, "I'm with you." Leaves.
Odin will be with you always.
Yep, dealt with that one then. They totally brought it.
Odin, I shall.
And then you don't realise you've got the PA system for the blimp on. They brought it.
They brought it, guys. Bring in the army. Kaltar would be proud.
So, what are you guys doing now? You are now in a keep. Your keep. Neither. This is an interesting experience for you. This is a keep that is hidden by magic in a land very far away from where you're from. There are 4 statues which are dedicated to different gods. Two that you do not recognize, and then one to Athena, one to Artemis. They're just all dotted around in the courtyard. There also appears to be invisible servants here because there's plates and things just being carried around by no one.
Why does this feel familiar?
It's very similar to the mansion, but it's actually a keep.
Yes, that was the vibe.
As a paladin, I can't do that, so I have to be far grander. I have to actually hire a wizard to do this. Yes, so welcome to our home. Please make yourself feel comfortable. Any food, drink, anything you like can all be found in the kitchens. If you're a religious type, feel free to pray. We have a selection of gods to offer from.
The in-flight menu.
Is it just Leo that hasn't been here, or is there a lot of people that haven't been here?
No, everyone else has been here once or twice.
It's just me. Okay.
Bruce?
That's fine.
Bruce has been here.
Oh,
Yeah, just. But if there's anything else that we can help you with, please use all the facilities to prepare. Maybe rebuild your drones. Maybe Kafina can show you to the workshop.
Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of like to go and just look at
Go and talk
happened.
to whatever servant you want for as long as you
Great.
want.
I'm
They
gonna
will
make So
listen.
many friends.
There's 100 of them.
Oh, yay.
People.
Right, now she's gone. Guys, what's the plan?
Wow.
But no, seriously.
I think at this point Cedric wakes up on the ship. No one took him off, did they? They just removed
Nope.
Bruce.
Founding would have brought Cruz along.
Okay, so
Bruce, yes, not Cedric.
okay, so Cedric
I have
wakes up. He's like,
zero
hello,
healing capabilities right now.
hello. Oh,
Cedric,
no. They all died.
no, Cedric,
You should
Shut up.
definitely cast reincarnate on
Shut
all of
it.
the items.
Yeah.
I will go and inspect the bridge and see if I can determine whether everyone was vaporized by trying to steer the ship.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, 2.
Ross has absolutely stunned me with.
Two. There's nothing here. There's no sign of them.
Oh
They
no.
must have been destroyed.
I look. There's literally there's no scraps. I start looking to get the pieces of hair out of my bag, and I'm just like, okay, hold on. And then just freaking out, basically. I don't think I could even cast anything at this point, so don't worry. No one panic. There's no clones.
I don't
being
think you can
created.
reincarnate someone who's already alive.
Well, yeah, the spell would fail, but Cedric doesn't know that you're alive, so. Yeah, you start panicking. You do, whilst you're panicking with your ears, as tuned as they are, you do hear a sort of.
From where?
Coming from one of the large containers further into the ship.
I will make my way towards it.
And you can see that there is a large cylindrical tank that is full of these sort of 3-inch long leech-like things, just swimming around, making loud noises. They appear
Put one of the Octobros in it.
Elephant octopus. Super octopus.
Cedric's just
We
gonna
made a penguin in the last game. We can do it again.
have a moment of pause and think about how we can deal with the situation with all of his friends at this moment dead and stuck in space. Because he doesn't even know he's
Have you not even looked outside yet?
I was just gonna say, was there
He
not
was
windows in that
unconscious again.
cabin?
He probably feels a bit more gravity, I guess, but he's moving as quickly as he was when he was there, so there's no difference.
You are actually moving along the floor. You actually are walking.
Okay, I guess
And
that's
the-
a slight difference.
And the thing is, because there are windows inside the thing, but because it's got the big blimp covering over it as a disguise to avoid people going, shit, Illithid, mind ship, you can't actually, it doesn't help to see out of them.
I feel like after a while of Cedric not being there, Lyra at least would go and find him.
Okay. You find Cedric studying a tank full of leeches and looking visibly panicked.
Cedric?
Oh! Hello. You're alive then?
Yes, we're all fine.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
you passed out before we got home, and somehow you managed to forget that you were still here.
Oh,
But
no worries. I'm not very big or anything.
Aww.
Cedric, I'm impressed. That's definitely sarcasm.
I'm trying.
I've been practicing.
Well, we're back in Alfheim, back at the fort. So
Oh, okay. That's much better than 5 seconds ago, where I thought everyone was dead, and I was here alone, and these worm things were
Aw.
going to eat me.
I'm sorry. We will need to come back and deal with these things at some point because we cannot let them live.
Shouldn't we do that sooner rather than later?
Possibly. I might want to get advice on the best way of doing it. Maybe ask some people with some more knowledge than I have.
Okay. Let's go and have a good meal then.
It sounds right. How long is it since we woke up?
Now it's about 4 hours, 8 hours the other way. You've been awake about 13 hours or so.
Right. So
The time here, it's just thinking about it because you're exactly bare heads. I'm thinking relative to when you left in Fiaros. It's pretty close to dusk. Like it's almost dark completely.
except that it's not because it's Alfheim.
Oh, that's true. Yes,
It would be dark.
but it's late. It's late.
It is getting late. We ought to-
Can I get a time check on D-Day, please?
What relative to
now.
mean tomorrow?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Where honestly, a general question that Asher has for everyone is where do we want to go?
We were
Out.
to basically run and hide somewhere, weren't we?
We're not hiding.
Oh.
We need to pick
that-
somewhere to defend and,
Oh.
well, fight to the death, which is highly likely.
Athena counselled against that, and by definition, that is wise counsel.
But Athena said we should hide.
Not to die in vain trying to defend. We should be prepared to retreat, gather forces, and essentially form resistance to fight back. She estimated that we would have between 1 and 3 months to act before the cult were able to fully complete their plan to destroy the world.
So we need to alert Gerenalis and the
Yeah.
Valkyries immediately then, really.
Well,
And
As
Well,
many rulers as possible.
we need to alert, particularly people in Fioros, where the invasions are likely to be.
someone was going to be attacked from below and above, wouldn't they?
Namor.
Neymar.
Namor. Yes.
That place is going to be a ruin.
It's also
It is
probably
well defended.
ended place in the on the continent.
2 visionaries at the same time. That's
I realise it's not
They-
going to be good, but
They may not have 2 visionaries. On the map, the symbol for above it was the galaxy. So we may have destroyed the visionary that was going to be leading that part of the attack. There would still be forces, but from
but
what
they would be without a leader.
Yes, though from what Athena said, destroying them is only a temporary setback. We have to destroy them on this plane to finish them off for good.
How far away is it from here to Asgard, Luke?
hey man,
What? Why are you looking confused?
I think.
Okay. Set yourself up.
Yeah.
From here to Asgard, by boat, probably half a day.
Okay.
Might be faster by airship.
I'm not flying an airship to Asgard.
Not again.
It would also be faster by Gundsmere, by Windwall.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we have Gundamir?
Maybe we haven't used them today.
Yeah, I think so. I think I need to attune to him though.
I would
Oh, no, I don't.
request
Take it back.
that I have Windwalk put on me by Gundamir, because I want to go and talk to, is it Reykjavik?
Chief
I-
from Ranvaig.
Ranvaig.
That's Iceland, isn't it?
That is, yeah, that's where I know that one from, yeah. No, no.
Silent, disembodied voice.
Yeah, Ranvaig.
and I would like to go and talk to Gerenalis.
Bet you would.
I would like to go.
Character, please, Ross.
I bet you would.
Thank you.
Fee would also like to go tell Nov and preferably see her family quickly before shit hits the fan.
You have no way of getting there.
I have teleportation circle.
You have a teleportation circle to the Ark. You do not have one to get you to your home.
No, but with Windwalk, then I could just fly the rest.
That's gonna. You could. It would take you a long time to get there, even with Windwalk.
Okay.
Well,
'Cause
you could do that dream thing again.
Yeah, that was a one-off mistake. I don't think I'm allowed to do again. It's weird because it only took half a day on foot, I thought. And Windwalk goes at like 10 times the speed of running.
That's from your home to Elendor. But Elendor to the Ark is a good 4 days.
Yeah, we took that cut forever.
Okay, I'm misremembering then. Well,
Is there like a Lyceum here that you could take?
No, it's not. It's the teleportation circle is where he's got to go to, like Athena has to go to teleport to find them. The only one that she's aware of on that continent is in the
I
ice.
know. I was just
Oh,
asking if there was like a Lyceum here where he could teleport to Elendor.
The Elendorians don't. They have Earth teleportation circle, but no one really knows what it is.
That's fair. I was just trying to help you out. But yeah, that's my aim anyway. I need to go and speak to Renveg.
I'll think about it while everyone else does their stuff.
Okay.
I would like to know more about the ship from those who are flying it. You brought us to here. Could you have taken us to other places? What sort of abilities do you have? Could you?
I feel that while we were piloting it, we had total control, really. As long as the 3 people piloting it were in agreement on where to go, it was a fairly simple task. It's just getting control of the ship itself, which is quite strenuous. How many people do you reckon we could get on this boat?
Capacity's on the ship.
What's its maximum carrying capacity?
On the ship. On the details.
Oh, is it? I haven't looked at it.
Do we have any idea how safe our current location is?
Extremely.
80 crew, 80 passengers.
80 crew, 80 passengers, 160 people. Yeah, that's what wine does to me, people. I can add. Oh, that's not allowed. I was hoping for way more than that. I was hoping, can we get a force on the ship? Just some survivors and take them somewhere else. We could shuttle it.
Shuttle it.
We could shuttle that blimp backwards and forwards easily.
Yeah, it doesn't have a limitation on the relocation skill, so...
Nope. It is designed to bounce between planes to avoid capture.
We could effectively relocate a lot of people extremely fast. But we only have a day. At best, 12 hours maximum.
I think we are best off not trying to do things all by ourselves. We should alert the leaders of the various cities and ask them.
That's why I want to go and speak to Ranveg.
Ask them to prepare to fight, also to consider evacuations and plans for a retreat and a resistance.
That's why primarily I'd like to speak to Ranveg to put the commander of the Valkyrie at least to put up a mock force to hold whatever may come through back, but the majority of the force needs to be pulled back and relocated until we know where to send everyone, really.
You are aware, Foundling, from the discussion that Athena had with you, that some of the places are evacuating already. Some of them are aware of it. It was Maymore, South Peak, and Nexus that were completely unaware. Ms. Tumal, they weren't sure whether anyone knew, and Abylos was aware, but they have a high proportion of warriors that are there to deliberately to fight the demons that are likely to come out of that portal. So Nexus and Solrisa, as well as where's the other one? It's one of the hunters are likely to have already started evacuating, if not fully evacuated.
Do we know where they've evacuated to?
No. There were likely places for refugees to escape who would have been boats to Grove, if possible, through Solrisa. It's likely that they just sort of went south into the Grove. They could have gone towards the Great Expanse, but the problem is they would have had to go through Nexus in order to get there. From the mountains, it could have just gone straight into the mountain range. But then they're heading, and they could have gone down south towards the Jungle Rancor, sort of that side. From Gaia's Desire down. But the likelihood of the Hunters of the Brotherhood of the Orionids leaving when there's a threat like that is not high.
Yeah, all I've got is I need to speak to Ramveg. I'm not intelligent enough to know where these big cities would evacuate to, or where and why, or what to do with a military force. I don't want to just run towards something.
The only thought I had on potential resistance is that it seems each visionary and each force is going to target one city. They may be stronger in that one location than any one city's forces. If we could gather multiple forces, we might be able to overwhelm them in one city and take them out.
I mean,
one
we
at a
have
time.
already fought a visionary on this plane. Right here.
On his own, though, without
He didn't have a force, a
significant
sizable
force.
It's interesting what's been said about we have to defeat them here, because that's pretty much the opposite of how fiends in general usually work. You can kill them as often as you like. Here it doesn't make much difference. They just come back in the hells or the abyss or wherever they're from.
I assume it has something to do with these orbs.
With the crystals, yes, that was the feeling I got.
Once the orbs are here, we can maybe destroy them on this plane. Or at least while they're on this plane, we can entrust them into people who we know and who can defend them properly without risk of them being used for revival.
But when the time comes to fight a visionary on this plane, we shall have to see.
So can we call on Gundamir?
We can, and I shall. Give my ring a little rub.
Ooh.
Alright.
Can you give us a live action display of that, please?
No, we need the sound effects.
You rub the ring, and Gunzmir appears before you. Ooh, this is where you live now. This is very nice.
Yes.
Very, very efficient. I can see all the invisible serpents moving around. Very, very cute.
They do whatever you ask of them.
Really? I will leave that for. Tea said, what can I do for you?
I was wondering if you could cast the wind spell on us again. We have a lot of places to go very quickly.
Yeah, I can cast that spell. I've got no problems with that whatsoever. How many am I casting it on? Everyone here?
I think there's. I think he could just cast it on everyone here. That probably would be the easiest answer. Just
Leela's not there.
I was going to say, can we get Leela back?
oh yeah.
Yeah, I would have sorted out. There we go. No, I just wanted to sort out a new outfit because obviously mine didn't fit anymore, and I don't know. I definitely didn't have time to make new drones yet, but I'm kind of looking a bit better than I did, so that's fine.
Sort of patched up a few bits.
Yeah, new outfit. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where you got that new outfit from, because it's probably one of Kathina's spare outfits that you've just bastardized somewhat to fit you. It's like it was a dress, now it's a crop top and a skirt.
No, she's not a slut.
Whoa! The
Whoa.
generalization.
Yeah.
Slut shaming.
So am I a slut then when I wear a crop top and a skirt?
Definitely.
I mean,
Oh,
What
was
about
that you asking
Sedgwick?
it's you or it's Kathina?
Me?
no, not cropped up in a skirt. She's
I mean, essentially, it's a slut to make the dress fit. Otherwise, it's a really short dress.
yeah, fine. I belted it and things in places. It's fine. Like I have scissors, I can cut things. I'll
not
cut you.
Are you genuinely worried about showing off your green midriff? Is that the issue here?
In there, like seriously? No.
We want the goblin abs.
Fashioned it. The goblin abs. Fine, you get the goblin abs. Fine. fine, crop top it is.
For those who are watching, this is a lesson into improv of the yes and school, as opposed to the fuck off.
No.
It's the yes and unless it makes me a slut.
Yes.
Good lesson in life. Yeah.
Next time, Luke, you can wear a crop top, yeah?
Always. That is. I mean, I'm wearing one now. I just haven't stood up. But anyway, thank the Lord. You come downstairs, appropriately dressed around these people that you barely know.
Thanks.
The crop top and skirt. And you are met with this giant blue.
Nice tips, guys.
You're welcome.
That's not too much, right?
I'm just
Twitch.
I'm just wondering whether it's Luke doesn't know women's fashion, and those are just the two items of clothing that he does know. Maybe that.
Yeah,
the answer.
Just picked out a crop top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what we didn't realise was that every female in or of that persuasion in Luke's world is wearing a crop top. Every single person.
I don't do description of their clothing. That is
The Amazons are
Everyone's wearing
scary place to go. Angry, muscular women in crop tops and skirts in the Amazons.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, all the carnivorous halflings on this continent wear prom dresses.
Yeah. Where they can survive. Anyway,
Suitably derailed.
it wouldn't be Eat, Chris and Survive if there wasn't some derailing at all times.
Talking of derailing, has anyone been on a train recently?
I will fight
yet.
you.
Are there things written on walls and bits of parchment?
No.
So that was good.
Yep, because you're about supple as a brick. You come downstairs and you see this large blue gentleman with sort of slightly swirly, windy legs who's sort of standing there with his things crossed. He smells quite a bit like cinnamon.
Oh. Hi, Mr. Please Swirly Man. I'm Leela, 3, not 2.
Cast it
please
quickly.
Excuse the outfit. I had a lot to deal with today. It's been a bit of a rough day, so please just crack on.
Oh,
What are you doing?
don't worry, darling. I've seen many people in that sort of fashion, and it is not at all slutty in any way whatsoever. You look fabulous. Just as
Thank
you
you.
are.
Thank you. That's just what I wanted to check. Thank you. At least someone's honest with me.
I don't think you really gave him a chance to. Anyway, never mind.
Leela.
Don't worry, you're not my type.
Leela, would you like to know how to say I'm sorry for the outfit in Goblin?
Go on then.
I don't know how to say it.
I've got to do it.
You were supposed to be very much like
Is that for 2 E's or 3? And 7 K's?
Yes,
Oh, that's okay.
both of those things.
Well, it's 2 E's and 3 E's.
Yes.
5 E's.
Yes.
5 E's.
Depending on which dialect of Goblin you're speaking.
She can't actually speak Goblin, can she?
No.
No.
No, she can't.
So you now know some Goblin,
I'm just gonna.
Speak Goblin.
You know one sentence in Goblin.
which is
And that's it.
sorry for my outfit.
Yeah, sorry for my outfit. I'm not a slut.
I'm not a slut.
What are you going to say, Tom?
I was going to ask what the one sentence you've told her really means.
Oh no, that is genuinely it. Cedric,
Yeah,
I'm
not
playing
Ross.
Cedric, not Ross.
Insight.
Not playing.
Make an insight check on Ross.
I mean, also on Cedric, if you want to make sure that Cedric's not.
I mean,
doing
it's a
wind-up.
natural 19. That's pretty high.
If it was Ross, it'd be full of shit. But because it's Cedric, I mean, if you're asking Ross to tell us how to say something in Italian, for example, then he might be screwing with us.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I only know like the bare minimum of Italian, so.
Do you speak English?
Yes.
Yeah.
My favourite Italian
loudly.
word is farfalla, and it means butterfly. That's my favourite.
Aww.
That's a word.
So
Do you know that
wholesome.
because of the pasta?
Yes, beautiful butterfly pasta. No, it's just because the app teaches it, and it's just one of the words that sticks best in my head.
Well, anyway, so Young Mayor cast Windwalk upon all of you. You turn into your windy forms. You are now mist. You can travel 300 feet around. You can only dash. and you cannot speak. You cannot speak.
And yet somehow.
Yeah, I know.
You can all hear it.
That noise.
That's true. It's just,
We can't hear it.
yeah.
No,
So I'm going
You
to
all can hear it.
just. It resonates with perfect.
As soon as it's on me, Asher books it big time.
Okay, you take off and you go flying off towards Asgard. Anyone else?
I'm going off towards Viblaine, I guess.
Okay, head off to Blaine.
I will stick with Lyra, but I realise that at this point we haven't told Leela what we're doing. So
So,
Pick
everyone else
someone
is
to
where they're
follow.
going.
You
Pick
head
someone
off.
to follow.
Yeah.
Can I choose to stay?
Yeah, you can say if you want.
wait, how far
If
away was
everyone-
Pride? Sorry, you carry on. Sorry.
No, if everyone's kind of going wherever and I don't really know, can
Yeah,
I
Foundling's
stay?
not really got anywhere to go.
I'm thinking to stay and sort out the illithids.
Okay. Foundling and Crusoe also remaining. Fee, what are you doing?
I'm gonna jump back to my human form and teleportation circle over to the ark.
Okay. As you do that, with the intent in your mind to return to your family, as I double check something here.
I mean, I can ask the rest of the group. Does anyone know if Pride Deep is aware of what's going on?
We mentioned it when we were there.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have an Orionid's person there, so if the
Yes.
Orionids are aware.
Okay, that's all right then. Yeah, no worries.
What was the thing? Where is the thing? Something happens to you because you did a thing. I can't remember what that thing is. I can't remember what it does. So, you know, this is all
Excellent.
Second.
Things for things doing things.
things happened because things.
Oh, is this because I can't use teleportation inside the dome or inside the base?
You can't cast teleportation inside the house, but you can't teleport to get into the house. You can teleport to get out.
No,
No, teleportation magic doesn't work at all.
There is literally.
it blocks planar magic and teleportation magic.
Okay, in which case you cast a spell in the keep and it fails using the spell slot on the materials.
Yay! It's a shame because Fee actually was told all that. Player has forgotten.
There it is.
Well, lucky I can cast it 2 more times.
What have you got in terms of stock of the
So you're
materials?
going to cast it again inside the zone.
I had 3 in total, so okay.
Ooh,
I
okay.
mean, if you don't want me to do it, I can just say, nah, fuck it.
No, you said you're doing it, so this is happening. As you cast the spell, targeting the teleportation circle within the enchantment school of magic, I believe your stepfather's in. Your mind is racked with pain, and you're not entirely certain why, but you take 38 points of psychic damage.
Damn. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Note to self, that was dumb. Cool.
But you appear in the art.
Oh, so I actually still pulled it off.
Yeah.
Oh, tight.
It just hurt.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I can't target back into there anyway. I've got to go to Jorvik or whatever, the school of magic that's near the palace.
You're going to Alfheim. You're going back to the Blaine.
Yeah, it's the closest I can get. Right, well, go straight to Nov and inform him of everything I know.
You make an investigation check.
18.
You do not find him.
I go to any of the people that I know that are like, administrators or something like that.
Okay. There's one gnome who's sort of sat at a desk who says, "Oh, yeah, Master Nob. He's gone. He's gone off on business. I'm afraid.
When's he coming back?
Month or so.
Okay. When did he leave?
3 weeks ago.
Okay. Do you know about the impending invasion?
What impending invasion?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so this is pretty important. Is there anyone else of Nov's level that I could maybe speak to who's actually here?
You could speak to any of the other grandmasters, maybe one of the other schools, or if you need to go to the top, you could speak to Grandmaster Kairos.
I mean, yeah, unless you think there's someone that's got a good chance of listening.
I'll be honest, I'm barely listening.
All right, yeah, she'll go straight to the...
Wow. I think you
Wow.
you told how much fire damage he takes from that bird.
Man, people do not like halflings.
I mean, it's a different place. I mean, this one just doesn't like you because she's met you before. She did not get on.
Interesting. Cool. Good. All right. Yeah. If you could just direct me to them, and I'll just hopefully I won't be flipped off, and I'll actually get directions.
For who?
The Grandmaster. The top one. You said the top. I said the top.
Okay. Well, if you want to go and speak to Kairos, you may need to make an appointment, but you can go. I mean, he lives up there, and she points at the big floating tower that sits up at the top.
How high is it?
It's about from it's floating itself is about 100 feet off, and then the tower itself maybe 150 feet, so it's about 250 from you.
Okay, is there any protection, or can I just fly right up there?
No, there's protection. That would be stupid if there wasn't any.
What's the best way to get in?
Make an appointment, and they'll give you the teleportation sigil to get.
Is there anyone I can speak to immediately? I don't know if you noticed that I said there's an invasion coming.
Persuasion check.
A what?
Persuasion check.
Oh, what? Joke. 12, because I rolled 3.
Just looked at you. Oh.
All right.
That's right. You were looking off camera, so I waited for a second. It sort of looks not here.
Useful. All right. You know what? Actually, this isn't. Is this the person I spoke to in the dream?
No.
No. Okay. Do I remember that guy's name?
No.
Make an intelligence check, because I don't, and I'm trying to find it.
Why am I rolling so bad today?
Because it is a Friday.
9.
Because Dom hasn't had to do any rolling yet.
Hey, I've rolled twice, and they were both decent.
Yeah, can't wait for the next two.
Yeah, the ones are waiting for when they can punish me.
All right. Crap. So I genuinely there's no option for me to actually get them to do anything useful. Brilliant.
It's not this person. You can go around and.
I don't know. I feel bad taking up everyone's time.
I'm going to take forever.
What I'll probably do is just, if this guy seems shirty and like he's trying not to help, I'll just try and find another administrator who's hopefully not got a bad personality.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Yeah, that's better. 21.
Okay. You eventually do manage to find a human who is seems a little bit more inclined to speak with you, and says, "Yes, if you go about 2 blocks out of the keep and turn left, there will probably you'll be able to find some of the guards there who might be able to arrange something."
The thing is, this needs to happen quickly as it's happening tomorrow. Is there anyone I can speak to almost immediately?
I don't know. I don't keep track of everyone's schedule, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I'm only an administrator here.
Yeah. fair enough. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful, and I'm gonna bolt because time is of the essence. In fact,
You are
I might just say,
so polite.
thanks. Actually,
Kick some doors.
that's not Fee's. That's not Fee's method. Fee's method is to try and act all meek and cute because she's meek. And
That's fine. They'll remember this when they all die tomorrow.
yeah.
Well, they're half the world away. They don't care.
Yeah. Oh wait. So wait, is it not coming here? I mean, I thought it was the whole world, isn't it?
It's focused on Fiaros.
Oh.
It's 8 cities on. It's 7 cities in Fiaros.
Oh, so I don't even have to worry about the people here.
No, but they might have an army we could use.
Well, straight away, they are intending to blow up
the world. Yeah.
Immediate problem? No. Long term,
But they are also the central hub for all magical creation. Very powerful people, good allies. Yeah? Yeah? If some of them could pop over to where we are, that'd be great. Just saying.
Based on everyone who's encountered so far.
Well, apparently I've got to wait a month before the dickhead who probably will say no will actually give me a chance.
Roll Thunderbolt.
Yeah, because that's always worked out really well.
Yeah, ask every roll ever. Fire the gun up in the air. You get what you want.
Friends here for you to blow up by mistake. Everyone here will deserve the Thunderbolt.
What were you saying, Ross?
Oh, I just said based on everyone whose Fee's interacted with so far, I don't think we're going to get any help.
Yeah. But I'm going to go to the guards and see if they can direct me to anyone with any kind of authority immediately.
Okay. Make a persuasion check for the sake of expediency of this.
Come on. Oh, not great, but I have a decent, 21.
Okay. One of the guards looks at you. There's a couple that are sort of Ganassi types, one earth, one air, who sort of look at you like, come kid, but not really. And then a sort of a more senior male fire Ganassi one down says, well, if this citizen seems to be so concerned, it may be worth taking up and raising the message to the Grand Master. Say his full title, the Supreme Over Justice Grand Master, Paris Andromeda.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Bear with me whilst I will write him a message and send it up to him if he is.
That must make sending spells to him so annoying.
They tend to ignore the titles when they're using sending.
But he seems like the sort of person who you do that once and you never hear the end of it, so you never do that again.
You get permission first in the first message. May I use your shortened name for expediency? Is the first message. Yes, you have permission. Then you get the next message which says thank you. Yes, they write on a scroll and it vanishes from his hand. And you sort of wait for a moment.
But now you have to wait for Dan to be available to call in and guest star.
There's level 20. There's level 20 mystic.
Right.
So okay. So yeah. Yeah.
Because it's very early in the day here for you. Now that you've bumped back.
All right. Well, fair enough. Thank you so much for doing that. I need to be on my way and warn some others, and I'm gonna stand back from them because just doing it in front of them is probably gonna be weird. But I'm gonna turn back into a cloud.
Do you not want to wait for the response as you fly away?
Oh, I mean, it takes a minute to turn to a cloud, doesn't it? I could just cancel when they say that.
Cancel it. Yes, you want to.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I guess. Sorry, I'm just very short on time. It's happening tomorrow.
Okay. And he sort of sits down and waits for a moment, and then a piece of paper appears in his hands. And he reads it. Okay. He says if it is of the utmost urgency, he will speak with you in about 2 hours. Signed, Supreme Over Justice and Grand Master Kairos Andromeda.
Brilliant. Okay. That does throw a little bit of wrench in my plan. Because I'm guessing you said it's going to take me like quite a bit to get to thingy.
It's 4 days worth of travel to get. It's probably about 4.5 days worth of travel for you to get to where you're trying to go from here on foot.
Yeah.
With your essentially travel speed multiplied by 10, it'll probably take you about half a day to get there.
Yeah.
And you'll be eating into your travel, your use of Windport.
Okay. I'm going to go to a scroll shop instead and buy 2 scrolls of teleport.
Just the teleport spell.
I mean, that is the right spell, right? I'm not missing it up. I should be able to teleport to a location I know on the same plane, correct?
Bear with me. Teleport is the spell that you're thinking of. It's just whether or not you're actually able to get a scroll for it. No, you are not able to get a scroll for it.
Well, that sucks.
Because it's a 7th level spell, I don't tend to make 7th level scrolls.
Yeah, that is a shame. And I don't think there's anything else that can teleport me that far. Crappity crap. All right, sadly, I'm waiting for 2 hours then.
Okay. Which we come to next? Lyra.
Hello.
Cedric. You are flying up towards Gerenalis. You have to stop to get through. Are you getting?
Yes.
No.
Just see Connor on his phone, Matt on his phone, then Matt laugh.
Yeah.
There are gifts.
It didn't start until I sent the first one. So.
Yeah, we've got some catching up to do. Sorry.
We
So
will
you
ban
mean-
main
Cedric
chat.
and Lyra.
I'm essentially just following Lyra's lead, so
You make your way.
I'm here to be the muscle.
You make your way to the castle. It doesn't take you that long. They recognise your face and they let you in quite expediently. Gerenalis is. It takes about 20 minutes or so before Gerenalis is available. And he comes down and says, "Hello. Good to see you again. What can I do for you?"
We felt it was a good idea to come and update you on matters, because we spoke a few days ago,
Yes.
and I think at that point we're about to set off for the elemental plane of air. My words are going nuts tonight. Quite a lot has happened since then.
Right. I should say, you need to sit down. You do look somewhat injured.
It's been a day, and probably not over yet. But
Right. Well, come with me then. And he leads you. He sort of puts a finger up, and he leads you to essentially a tea room, sort of like a conservatory type tea room thing, and gestures for you both to take a seat. We can speak freely in here, and it can be a bit more relaxed whilst we have our discussions.
thank you.
He sort of waves his hand, and there is magically filled tea available for you to consume at your leisure. The cup looks hilariously tiny in
That's
Cedric's
why I
hand.
hoped.
I can't even. Normally with some teacups you can get your feet, you can feel your finger and thumb touching. Cedric can't even do that. And if you try, it will just snap the handle off. Essentially, yes.
Ah.
So we went to the elemental plane of air.
Yes.
Asher got killed.
Why are you going to embarrass me in front of everyone like that?
She's been restored, but
Well, that's good to hear.
that was an unfortunate incident.
That is one word for it. Yes.
We
Sorry.
did manage to fight and destroy the giant or titan or whatever he was, who we believe was the master of storms. and I have a gift for you.
Oh,
Reach into my
Hmm?
bag of filling,
yes.
pull out a jar of cyclone berry jam.
I forgot about that. He looks at it and thoughtfully, thank you.
It's not much, but I thought it was unusual enough to be worth noting.
Certainly, we do not get Psychonberry jam. It happens to be one of my favourites. Thank you. He
I
places
have no.
the jar on the table. Cedric, for your passive insight, he is lying. He has never had Psychonberry jam. He has no idea what it is.
Remind me to relay this to Lyra later on.
No.
I'll remember.
Yeah, my passive insight's not that high.
No, Cedric's is ludicrously high. We sort of changed the observant feat for him to be insight rather than passive investigation, because passive investigation never comes up. Yeah, whereas Cedric's insight is quite useful. Anyway, carry on.
So yeah, we did that, and then we went back to Fioros. We took counsel with the Hunters of Artemis, and we went to the astral plane with a new friend.
Journey.
Sorry,
an interesting journey.
It was a very interesting.
We've been very busy.
We had to get some help from some Gith by clearing out an infestation of Illithid, and then we went and destroyed a great ancient void dragon who I believe was in fact the father of Lord Slovalis.
That would make sense. He was this designated bloodline, wasn't he, in his
Indeed.
order? So that would make sense.
That was a difficult battle, but during the battle, Ulrion was present, and he changed side. He began to fight with us. He was, I believe, killed in the explosion when the dragon died. But I do have this, and I'll draw the golden blade and show him.
He looks at the blade. That is impressive.
It's
There have been many owners. He looks at the rings.
It's I was wary, distinctly wary of taking it, but we seem to have come to an understanding. But in that same explosion, our new friend Leela and Foundling were also lost to us briefly. Cedric here was able to restore them, and they returned with news from the goddess Athena. Rather dire news. It seems that a lot of our efforts may have been in vain. The attacks will go ahead tomorrow, we believe.
Yes.
Right.
The goddess of wisdom and battle strategy advised us to stay away, to not involve ourselves.
Did she say why?
What Foundling seemed to say was that our chances of survival would be very low, and we would better serve ourselves and the gods themselves by remaining alive and trying to marshal a resistance before their ultimate plan of world destruction can be brought about.
So bless you, Cedric. I've not heard much of the silent Furbolg sneeze, but bless you.
Thank you.
This is troubling indeed. We don't have a huge surplus of forces, but I should be able to provide some to aid in Fioros being overturned. I owe at least Nexus that much on the basis that Nordak was here to assist us when we were attacked.
We're trying to send as much information to Fioros as we can. They probably know most of what we do, but we'll make sure of that. But
sorry, go on.
The invasions will be in Fioros. The 8 visionaries, or at least their forces, will attack 7 cities or locations on that continent. And then we will have a month, maybe a little more, before their final aim is accomplished. We will have that long to try and marshal our resistance efforts.
Runner stands and walks to one of the windows and looks out, hands clasped behind his back, just thinking for a moment. You can certainly gather forces. Certainly, and I'm owed several favours. Might be able to get the frost giants involved. That'll cost me, but
Asha was on her way to the chief of the Valkyrie to relay all the news to.
I'm sure Chief Moranbeg will be happy to assist and provide. Well, she's certainly got plenty of in her yard to be available. I will send a message to Nordak and let him know that this is happening.
I wish we brought better news. We've faced half of these visionaries now in one form or another, and I wonder sometimes whether it's been worth it. But we've also got rid of a few of their lieutenants and captains along the way, so maybe that at least was some progress.
War, any situation where you can gain knowledge into your opponent's tactics is beneficial. If the visionaries are, as you say, the ones that you have defeated are coming back, they will have taken the benefit that they understand your tactics a little better, but you will understand theirs. Our actions in war can only be measured by the overall outcome. And if you can win battles and use that information to get you into a position where you can win the war, then this cannot be a bad outcome. But I can offer certainly at least a use of a gate to bring some civilians here. Won't be much, but it'll be certainly a refuge for one of the cities if they can get organized in time. I will speak with Nordak and see what is his recommendation.
Our understanding is that Sol Risa and Nexus are likely to be already at least partially evacuated, although where they've been evacuated to, we can't really tell.
I will speak to Nordak, and as I say, he will be best positioned to advise on whom would need the assistance most?
I wondered about requesting that the Legion of Storms be removed, but I can't make that. We can't make that decision for them. That's something they need to decide for them.
Oh yes, then. I can send a message to their cleric. What's his name? The human.
I'm sorry, I forget. I met them later than everyone else and didn't get to know them quite well.
Gildas, that's who it is. Send a message to him. I believe they have a sorceress with them that can get them here as needs be.
I ought to return to the. Oh, by the way,
Yes.
I think you're aware that Asher erected a hidden.
You don't know. Carry on with your sentence. Asher's not there.
Asher was just demonstrating how she got decapitated.
Clearly.
Sort of refuge for us, not far from. I've forgotten the name of the place. Andlang?
Probably for
No.
the best.
No, Anlang's the one to the south. This is Van Felder.
Van Felder. No?
No, I was aware. I was the one who recommended the mage to her.
Yes. Now, when we arrived back from the Astral Sea earlier today, we were in a certain vehicle. It looks like an airship.
Right.
You know, the great balloon at the top, but
Yes, we've had designs for one up. I haven't actually seen one.
well, in fact, this is not one. It's an illithid craft.
Oh shit!
It wouldn't have been my first choice, but it was the only way we really had to get out of the Astral Sea.
We might need to put some sort of more permanent disguise over that. More so than a physical representation, just so that it doesn't terrify everyone.
Well, this was the thing. When it arrived, it sort of did. People in Van Felder saw it, and then it was sort of subsumed into the disguise over Ash's retreat.
I shall make a note to.
I think she may have invoked your name in sort of explaining it away. I hope you won't take that as an offence.
No, apparently beheading wouldn't do anything to this woman anyway. So I will send a message to let the various kingdoms of Jorvik know that there will be an airship, or that there is an airship that may fly over, and they're not to kill it unless it's clearly evil.
We'll try not to use it unless it's very necessary.
It sounds like it might be necessary in the not too distant future.
You may have a point there.
Well,
Anyway.
I will cast my spells and get the communication going. I will let you know if there is anything, if there's any developments.
I am sorry that every time we speak now, it's all doom and gloom.
No, it's quite all right. I do enjoy the company. Although you appear to have brought a chaperone with you. He looks over at Cedric.
Hello. Bad things happen when people go alone. So here I am.
Yeah.
We ready to. I appreciate the need for protection, Cedric, or the provision of such.
Also, we accidentally left him on the ship earlier, and he thought we'd all died. So I think he's feeling a little clicky at the moment.
This is
He
true.
is still in the room. I don't think we need to talk about him like he's not here.
He doesn't mind.
I agree.
It's like when you leave your dog at home; he doesn't know when you're coming back.
Oh,
Just Cedric sitting there going, wanders into everyone's room. He picks up like a towel and just.
We should probably be getting back to the others.
By all means, he stands again. Thank you again for the jam. I shall enjoy that. I'll send to the kitchen and ask them to make something interesting.
I hope you do enjoy it.
Thank you. I do. I do very much. You're not dead.
I can still say it.
I can't mute you because otherwise I'll be shutting me up. Okay, so the two of you return back. And we'll take our break there. We'll come back. We'll make it a short one this time because there's a lot to get on. So we'll say 10 minutes, 5 past, and then we can pick up with Asher speaking with Rampage.
yay!
So, see you in a moment. Bye. And we are back.
He said feed.
You had that like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, Asher, you have flown to Asgard.
Oh, have I?
Yes.
How amazing.
You have flown to Asgard. You have ignored the heavy toll, and have.
I
made
would
your
have
way-
definitely have looked at it and still gone,
Nah.
not that heavy.
Do you have change for a diamond?
You have changed from 5 million platinum. But you make your way across and land in the Temple of Odin. And they sort of, the various people with axes and swords and such look at you as you sort of sit there and transform back. And then
I was going to say, I transform back and assert dominance.
make an intimidation check to assert dominance.
Straight away.
I assert dominance. It's a 25.
They also rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, I bet they do. That's as high as it gets.
They you sort of get there and sort of you remember the old tactics of beating your chest and getting the big weapons out, and they all sort of look back and go, "Ah!" And there's more of them. So it's a pretty good start. And they all go, "Ah!"
No one's gonna die here.
Ah! You, and then one turns around and beheads someone else.
Wow.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, it does. Here they come back. It's not a problem.
Well, that's all right then.
They seem to be having some sort of training session.
I
Lesson 1: don't get
Ask.
your head cut off.
Yeah, duck.
I ask for an audience with the commander.
Cheetah and Renvig's over there. You can have a chat.
Good.
Watch 'em.
No fight for the death this time. Off I go.
Not yet. You can come back in a bit and I'll fight you to the death if you want.
No, last time I had to fight her to the death, and that was not great.
Yes, I remember that. I won some gold. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I want some gold too.
And you kept your head. That's the key thing.
Just
Ah!
very close.
As he
Very
goes off,
close.
and goes and fights someone else. Chief and Renvig is just sort of sat there, sort of leaning over a map. We're all having some discussions. But as you approach, he turns around and says, Asher,
Commander.
what can I do for you?
I'm just wondering, are you aware of the recent incursions or the future incursions from the Cult of the Void, which could potentially ruin this continent?
We have been having discussions, yes. Odin has informed us that something is big due to happen in Biaros.
Unfortunately, a friend of mine has had a meeting with the goddess Athena, as well as I have spoken to Odin himself. This attack will happen on multiple fronts. The goddess Athena believes that to stand and fight as a single and 1 unit from each continent itself, you'll fail.
That's the expectation we've come as well. We've sent a few of our Valkyries to go in and spy on some of the forces that will be attacking in various places. We managed to get around quite sneakily. It's not going to be a good day for anyone. So
no, we have felled an ancient void dragon in the Astral Sea. We have destroyed the Scorch Lord in the Plane of Fire. We have killed the some fellow from the plane of wind. He
Master of Storms.
Master of Storms in the Plane of Wind. He wasn't a jolly fellow. But we have recently learned that all that we have done has been entirely in vain. We have killed them, slaughtered them on their home planes, but there is an orb that binds them there. And as long as that orb exists, they can be revived very easily. We feel that for the planes that they were going to invade from themselves, we have brought them merely hours, if not a day at best.
It's troubling, but at least they are killable. That is a good thing.
Well, as we have demonstrated on here with Geryon, anything that comes to this plane can certainly die, and spectacularly so. But we feel when they come through this time, they will be much more powerful. And the longer they are here, the more power they will gain. Her Lady Athena believes that we have a month, at absolute maximum a month, from when they invade.
Sorry to intervene. A month at worst.
A month at worst, yeah.
3 months.
A month is a month is the maximum amount of time we have.
Minimum amount of time we have.
I would go for maximum.
Okay.
I don't want to push buttons.
Fair enough. I was just
I don't
making
want to
sure.
push favors.
I was just going to make sure that Connor was aware of what was going on. That's fine.
Yeah. That was what I was
That
doing.
is fine. Carry on.
But a month at minimum, but I would not like to push it any further, for then the god's power will wane, and even the strongest of us, even for myself, Odin's power will wane. I will lose all contact. That includes all powers and magics. Something I have grown very fond of and wish to keep.
She thinks for a moment. We can share what we know with any resistant forces that are saved. Have you any other allies that you are reliant on, or?
We have allies in Pariah Deep. We also are fond with the Legion of Storms, a very small but mighty group. We would also know people in the continent of Fiaros over in the reaches of Solrisa. We also have a very connected friend called Lirala, who, from the Orionids. But the Orionids have already begun to actively evacuate and retreat. It tends to be it's heavily implied that we shouldn't fight in vain, and that most of our forces should retreat and bolster ourselves and attack as one solitary unit.
That would be wise. There are various tactical benefits as to sending a single force to target an individual region, I suppose. Equally, stealth teams could be beneficial, but we would have to know what we're stealthing into. We'll have to gather our forces. It takes, going by ship, it takes up a month to get there.
We have a method of transport that can reduce that time frame to a matter of seconds.
How many can it carry?
I can carry 160 people at a time. But it would take 6 seconds to go forward and between, with some stress testing on its pilots, but I'm sure that whoever we can find will be up to the task.
Would also require some adjustments, siege engines and such, we would still probably want to take ships if possible.
We have a day. At best, 12 hours, I assume.
And that's when the attack happens. We're not going to be able to stop the attack. There's nothing we can
No.
do. About
The attack is inevitable, and losses will be had. It is just about minimalizing those losses and not losing the things we deem most important for a counterattack. That, to me, involves moving every civilian in and out of the city as fast as humanly possible, and its best fighters being fed, watered, and ready for battle, but not here.
Then where? Where would be base of operations? Somewhere we could aim for.
I was hoping you would know that. I am really good at killing things, and my party are very good at getting me to the places I need to kill. Unfortunately, I haven't had the best part of millennia of being a commander in size of a large force. I was kind of leaning on you for that.
A guardian of and a leader, yes, but I'm not as familiar with Fiaros as you are.
Then maybe we consult the gods.
I was going to consult a map. She turns back to the map.
You can believe in a map as much as you believe in a god.
Turns around and has a look at the map.
Consult away.
And it is a map of Fiaros that she is studying. It seems that... Do you know where they are targeting?
Neymar seems to be the focal point of their attack. They plan on attacking from both above and below, but seeming as we killed the visionary from the astral plane not 8 hours ago, we believe that that part may be a little bit weaker.
It does not surprise me that they're sending two sets of forces there, built on a deactive volcano that's long been extinct. But above it, it was originally cloud giants' home. So a lot of their defenses are based at the top. But if they can get rid of some of their civilians and cut off their supply chain, they could starve them out. So that makes tactical sense. Where else?
I believe it is Pariah Deep is where a certain rotten lady resides.
Not Bradley.
Right. No, I can understand where he's going with this one. Okay.
But I do not know exactly where she wishes to make her appearance.
Make a history check, or a strength intelligence check, just see if you can remember what Foundling said.
16.
Okay. You remember what Foundling said. The Sorisa was going to be attacked by the water plane. Nexus was going to be attacked by the Feywilds. The demons, which is the fungus lady, is Aberos. That's where the weakness in the plane to the abyss is. The fire plane is going to Mishkamala. Air is going up into Gaia's Desire to target around it. Earth is to South Peak, and then it is Devils and the astral plane, which is targeting Mabel.
We assume that I relay all of that on there because you cannot rely on me to remember that.
I don't know why you're expecting me to pass this information on to an NPC. I'm not there.
Yeah, you are. You're always there.
That's fine. You transfer. You take over the information. If that is the case. Yeah. He's gone to kill his cat. The logical place then appears to be channel points. There's a place that we can gather either side of the channel, and then it's an easy march if we are to take foot troops to hit Nexus or down to South Peak. And it's a good place for people from Nexus and South Peak to retreat to, as well as any survivors from Maymore if they are able to escape soon enough. Channel point seems to be the most likely suggestion. And you notice that on the map, the channel point is written twice. There's a channel point on either side of the narrow channel that separates Fiaros from Hellas Gracia.
Okay.
But there are, it seems to be a very port that transports easily between the two of them.
Then we need to evacuate everyone immediately to Channel Point.
How do you expect to do that? What?
March your armies towards my keep, and I will begin the shuttling.
And where are you taking us? Are you transporting us to Channel Point?
I can take you exactly to Channel Point.
You've never been there.
Someone here must have.
On this party. Actually,
as in...
Kafina has.
Yeah. Someone here must.
Jared goes, You've been to Channel Point on the other side, on the Fiaros side, because you went there with Bessit very early on in your adventure. Like, this is between sessions 0 and 1, where you did some trading.
But we could get there within a few miles and then drop everyone off and they can walk.
Well, again, Channel Point is
huge. Yeah.
I mean, Channel Point's a big bustling city. The one on the Fiaros side isn't so much. It's more of a port town.
But we can get people there.
You can get people there, yeah, or you can get them to Channel Point on the other side because Kafina has been there because you've come down that way.
Well, we can get people there. That's all I care about. We can get people there. I can get a large force reasonably quickly there, depending on strength of the mind.
You will need to gather the forces. They have been training, and then she looks over. She just sort of sees one person that is left standing in the room of about 20. Big smile on their face. Sort of like blood all through the beards, sort of the axes twirling. We may need to wait for those people to revive, but we can start getting people ready if we can get them across to...
I tell them exactly where Fort Nebula is.
Okay.
It's near an old watchpoint tower just on the outskirts of the forest. Walk into the tree line, it'll become very apparent. It is quite hidden. Once they're there, I will let them into the grounds and we can begin the transportation.
Very well. We will set the ships ready to get to Van Valda. It will take us even a full pace to get everyone ready. It's going to take us half a day at least to get everyone in position and then up to Van Valda.
Half a day. It'll take... it just needs to happen. Make it happen. I know you won't let me down.
Very well. You will have our axes at the ready.
And my sword.
Probably got some bows here somewhere as well.
Is there 9 people in this room? Same as like the fellowship?
No, unfortunately. There's about 20 dead bodies.
Oh, that'll do.
One dude and then 3 other people that sort of advisors. You vaguely recognize them.
Yeah, so once we're done here, I would like to skedaddle because I have a lady and a child to kidnap very quickly.
Okay, so you're going up to the Lane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lila Foundling and Cruz, what have you been doing?
I have no bloody idea. I am making it up as I go. Pretty much. Particularly easy scout.
Yeah.
Mostly looking over the ship.
Uh-huh.
Doing some research into how to get rid of the illithids. Also, if there's any way to kind of make the ship a bit friendlier to its pilots.
Okay. Make an investigation check. You try and find out the various bits of information that you want to.
I will assist.
Sure, you have help. Make it with advantage.
18.
You have advantage, so roll again.
Nope, 18.
Okay. You spend some time speaking with the elderly wizard who has come across mind flayers at various points in his career. The simple and easiest way of getting rid of the tadpoles is just to stab them.
Stab them.
Just stab them, and then they will die.
I stab.
Yes. You stab one. It will take a while to kill all of them, because there are thousands of them.
Is there a quicker way to do this?
Fireball of some sort.
Are they in like liquid?
Yeah, they're in tanks, but they can. They are amphibious. They can survive water.
Can the servants get into the airship?
No, they can't.
Okay.
So stab them, fireball. So they're very weak. So any sort of kind of.
Yeah, they essentially for not the technical terms, they have one hit point essentially.
Is there any way to send any sort of electrical current through the water?
Yes, probably, Kafina.
Okay, well, this is fine. We only need the knowledge for now. We can.
Yeah, some sort of electrical charge could disable them and defeat them probably quite easily.
Yeah.
Crew spend the better part of an hour splashing around in the tank.
Yeah, I'm going to assist with that.
Sure. Between the two of you, you basically spend the time just playing whack-a-mole, but with sort of like skeet shooting, but with daggers and leeches.
You guys make a head start. Okay.
You defeat a tank of them. They're not very mobile, so if you destroy the tank and then let them out, and then you can just smash them.
It's just a way of like boiling all the water.
Yeah, heating it. Does anyone?
Fireball.
Yeah.
Yes, but not with the people that are currently there.
There's not space under a tank where we could actually light a fire or anything.
No, you'd have to take it out and roll it away or somewhere. As for what was the other bit you were looking for? Oh, making it more friendly, the ship.
Yeah.
There is no information on how to make the ship friendly. It purely by the design, it seems to have been made specifically for an illithid pilot. It can be adapted for other humanoids to fly it. It looks like sometimes the illithids have made slaves do it and thralls. So in order to make it friendlier, you would probably have to attach one of the leeches to your own face and become an illithid. Which
there's no way I can like tinker with it and try and understand it that way.
I mean, you could certainly try.
I mean, in a few days, Cedric said he could bring you back in whatever form, so we could bring you back as an illithid.
Oh my god.
Humanoid, unfortunately, not illithids or a monstrosity.
Aberration.
Aberration, sorry. Okay, I will say make an intelligence check. Just straight intelligence. Actually, you're proficient in Tinker's tools, are you?
Sorry?
Are you proficient in Tinker's tools?
Yes. Well, no, not if I'm not a gnome anymore.
No, you are still a gnome because you still have that proficiency because it's stuff that you know. That's in your class, I think, rather than your.
It is not with the engineer. The engineer isn't. It's not Tinker's tools. Gnome itself is just.
Oh, is it Smith's tools?
Tinker.
Oh, okay.
Smith's
I said that was an intelligence thing that you have, so you don't have proficiency in it. That's fine. So straight intelligence roll then.
16. Oh, with modifier.
Just your intelligence modifier, yes.
Yeah, 21.
Okay. You spent some time moving various panels off and sort of moving, sort of trying to get an understanding on how this works. There's a lot of things that you sort of get the sense of that are dealt with psychically, and sort of different connections, which is mainly how you connect to things. And you got a better understanding of it when you had your mind connected to it. You spend maybe an hour or so looking around trying to see if you can get past that. It looks like you managed to locate the safeguard, if you like, but it would take probably a day or so to remove it. Probably you need some specific tools in order to do that, to remove that backlash.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Okay, so illithid tadpoles can just be killed any sort of way. 1 hit point. 1 day to.
Yeah. Are we able to easily open the tanks and get them out as en masse if we need to?
If you've got a net, yes.
How high up is the airship? Because we weren't able to land it, were we?
The airship is probably in line with that. It's probably only about 20 feet off the ground.
So I'm thinking, get a net full of tadpoles, take it to the top of the airship, throw it off.
I've just realised what you said. You.
Eat a net of tadpoles.
Well, they should die from fall damage, and it'd be more efficient than trying to stab them individually.
Okay. I'm gonna. With a net that is found or woven by your servants in the keep, you manage to essentially drain the tank and take it off and just lob a bunch of things. I am going to say that they are going to try and eat their way out of the net. I will continue to stab. You continue to stab what? Whilst they're in the net?
No.
Oh, just the rest of them.
We haven't
Okay. Yeah, they do actually. They do manage to chew a hole in the net. Which does mean that as you're going, Foundling, you do notice that some of them are sort of dropping out behind you.
I'll get the. Hang on, I'm a monk. I could just unarmed strike kick any that fall out.
Yeah, you just boom them into the side of various things. You manage to deal with it. I would say make 3 attack rolls for me, just to see the proportion of how easy it is. They are small.
Why are you making me roll dice, Luke? You know that doesn't go well for me.
Because this is called skill progression.
Oh, okay. That's an unnatural 20.
Whee!
A 26.
Wow.
And there it is!
Yeah! Yay!
Broken.
So, the vast majority, you do manage to boot and kick into various walls, and you do hear them go as they sort of squish and die. But you do go for another swing of one of them, and you slip on some of the mucus that is along the floor, and you fall over. The bag tears slightly more, and several jump and just sort of disappear into various crevices
Oh shit.
below the walkways and disappear into the ship somewhere.
Oh shit.
Make a perception check just to see if you can see how many.
Nearly stopped on the natural 20, but that's still a 17.
17? Okay, you notice 9 escape.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to deal with the net before it gets torn anymore.
Yeah. Grounds on that. You can feel that there are small things just biting onto your hands as you're sort of carrying them around. But not enough to do a huge amount of damage over a short period of time.
Yeah.
Lob them off.
Does lobbing them off seem to do the trick for killing them?
You take them off and because the net is torn, it does split open, and you do see basically a confetti of leeches scatter across the ground. It's not a pleasant sight. Some of them do survive the impact. Some of them are weirdly, some of the ones that are still in the net because they've sort of been cushioned by it. But Cruz is in a stabbing move, so he just stabs them. And one tank of tadpoles mostly dealt with.
I shall inform Leela and Cruz that I saw 9 escape the net and we need to hunt them down.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I will assist.
With advantage.
Have I joined now as well?
Or
Not yet. Am I still tinkering?
You're still looking around.
Okay. Do we
Yes.
know how many tanks there are?
There are 6.
Okay.
12. No matter where you look, bastard, you can't find these tadpoles. You go to the thing and I've got one. Oh, it's already there. Bastard.
Wasn't Lyra able to sense the presence of these things? When she gets back, she might be able to help us locate them.
This is true. She was able to do so.
And why am I having visions of Alien with the motion detector? Well,
Lordy.
the net idea has proved. Sorry, the net idea sort of worked, but not perfectly. I think it's safer to just take the less efficient route and kill them individually rather than risk more escaping.
If you could see an Aarakocra smile, the beak just sort of opens slightly as he just gets into the thinking.
Yeah, I guess back to stabbing, hitting, generally
Okay.
declaring war on tadpoles. It's not going to. This isn't going to be part of the heroic epic that's down the ages.
You're just glad that Kelatar isn't here, because otherwise he would write it into the song. It would say, "And family lost some tadpoles."
What song?
Bard, you're writing one at some point. Fee, back to you. A couple of hours pass, and you are invited and led by a cloaked and robed individual. Looks like a dark-skinned elf. Looks like they are Drow heritage at some point, but they lead you up into the main council chamber, which, as you walk into it, you feel all magic drain from you completely. Seems to be that there is an anti-magic field that is set up specifically for these conversations, because conversations between wizards don't always go down friendly. But sat in front of you is a elf with a black mask that covers his eyes, wearing a peaked hat that looks like it's some sort of command, and a sort of dark blue robe that hangs around his shoulders. He sort of taps his fingers on the pommel of a sword that has no hilt, that has no blade. And he is a whitish hair, black skin. Welcome.
Thank you for seeing me, and Kafina will bow at that moment.
Nods and acknowledgements. I'm Kairos Andromeda, Supreme Overjustice and Grand Principal of the Ark.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Why do I keep forgetting that's the same name? Like I never remember it now, and you said it before. I was like, oh yeah, that's the guy who's leading it, and I forgot that it was Dan. Yeah.
Yeah. I read that you would bring message of impending doom.
Yes. Well, I don't know if you've heard of the Cult of the Void.
I have not.
Okay. Yes, mostly just heard of on Thearos. However, they have had things happen over here. Basically, they're trying to destroy the material plane. And the start of this process is tomorrow, now it seems. And it will end, it'll be completed in about 3 months. Over that time, things like the power of the gods and that will start to disappear, and all sorts of things will go terribly horrible. The main area of attack is the Aros. Apparently, that's an important starting point. They've done quite a few attacks. Me and my group and some others have managed to take out a few of their leaders or lieutenants or whatever. But it's still happening. The process is still going forward. Artemis has basically advised that rather than trying to resist the initial force, the better plan is to let it happen and then mount a resistance, as current forces able to do so are not capable. But the main advice from her was to get most people to safety. And knowing my father-in-law, Nov, who works here, I thought he would be quite useful to get the message out. Not being able to contact him, I got desperate and just, I've requested an audience with you.
Make a persuasion check. Aside from anything else, there's a few things in there that technically wrong.
I'll leave it out. It's a lot to remember. Leave it out.
What, like being your stepfather, not your father-in-law?
Yeah.
See how he is.
Technically, he's neither because my mum.
I don't need to know. We spent a long time.
So this is bad because I rolled a 1 and then I rolled a 5. However, haven't used my D10.
You used your D10 in the fight. Oh, it's the same day.
Which fight?
The ancient dragon fight. You used it then.
Oh, was that? Oh, yeah, because we had a short rest. I thought it was a long rest.
Yeah, no, you used it then. You used it in the fight to survive.
Right, well, then I only rolled a 14.
He leans forward and sort of arches his fingers. Well, I would say that for one who claims to be related in some way to one of my principles, you don't know much about how we view the gods. We don't particularly need them here in the Ark, and we're a bit skeptical of them. Heretic.
I mean, that's kind of irrelevant to the destruction of the material plane. That's just something I've been told, and honestly, it was just more to imply that the resistance will grow weaker over time.
Regardless, we have dealt with threats on a grand scale before, and it would be foolish to ignore things that may cause an impact. However, we are not in a preparation for war. We are, at best, a city of study. There are those who would be well suited for the assistant in such an endeavor. Perhaps the dressmat would be in a good position. We can reach out to them. I know a couple of their leaders. But in this instance, I'm afraid that if there is going to be such a wave of destruction, I need to focus my efforts on the Ark.
That is fair. If I could ask that maybe you also allow the Ark to be a place of refuge for people close to here. I have family not too far from here, and I understand that the Ark will probably be the safest place on this continent, and I do hope you take in those seeking refuge when the time comes.
He gets very stern all of a sudden. Would you assume that I would not do so?
To be honest, I haven't met a lot of your leaders except for my father-in-law, and he's a bit she's trying to think of a really good way to both call him a prick but not say the word prick. He's seems to not value the life of everyone, I would argue. Maybe, I don't know. Sorry.
From what I know of Nov, and I have spoken to him on numerous occasions, I was sort of me who promoted him to his position. He and the other masters here do value life, for without life, there is no reason for us to practice our arts, no one to continue them on. If you have found in your experience that he is less forthcoming with his emotions and desires, that may be more of a personal issue than anything else. Do not assume that whatever personal issues you may have with him are reflected by this entire community. We will, of course, be in a position to provide sanctuary to those who require it. However, I do have to think of what is to the benefit of my people as well.
Thank you.
That's all.
I mean, I could probably ask anyone else for this, but you have people here that can perform the teleportation spell a few times, maybe? Or
potentially. There are those who have those magics, yes.
And sorry if I'm wrong about this, but are they kind of hireable for a short period?
You would have to ask the individual.
Okay, sorry. I'll go ask the administrators and that for the information. Thank you very much. Thank you for hearing me.
Waves a hand and looks back down at his paperwork. You have been very, very sternly dismissed.
Good, and I leave as quickly as possible.
You step onto the teleportation sigil that takes you back down, back downstairs.
I'm guessing there's an administrator right there because there's like a reception counter, I think, at this location.
Oh, not at this tower. You're back in one of the police stations.
Oh, okay. I'll just ask whoever's nearby about finding someone who can help teleport me around a few times for pay.
Make a general charisma check.
Oh, hey, finally rolling well. That will be a 22.
The advice that you get is to have a conversation with people in the Conjuration School, Conjuration Academy, if only because they are the ones who specialize in that sort of magics. Though from your own arcane studies, you would be aware that someone who would be able to cast teleport multiple times would probably not consider being available for hire, because it is one of the higher level spells, and you would be looking at someone who could cast it more than once in a day. You'd be looking at essentially at least a level 15 mage who would be unlikely to assist.
Yeah,
they've got their own things to deal with.
That is making sense. Yep. Okay. I should still have about 5 hours left on thingy, right? On Windwalk.
About that, yes.
And you said about half a day to get to thingy, right?
Probably be about half a day, yes.
Is that half a day is in half of 24 hours, or half a day is in half of the waking hours?
Half of a day's travel, probably. So you'd be pushing it.
I mean, I'm gonna push it then.
All right, so you're making your way towards downtown. Making your way to the Acacia Forest, yes?
Yes.
Okay. You take off, flying in that general direction, and you are pushing it pretty hard. You get to it probably gets to around dusk by the time you actually get there. But you sort of land on the outskirts of the forest. Not quite in a position where you're near enough to home. It's still going to take you about an hour or so to walk to get home.
I still have my broom of flying, although that's only going to increase my movement by 5 feet. But yeah, I'll pop on that. Hopefully, avoid difficult terrain.
50-foot flying speed, is it not?
Sorry?
50-foot fly speed for a broom of flying, is it not?
Sorry.
A broom of flying has a fly speed of 50, isn't it?
Oh, is it? I never bothered looking up the stats. I just assumed it was 30. Sorry. All right. I double my movement speed by sitting on the broom and avoiding difficult terrain.
Okay. You fly through. You come across your home. Simple hut. Not too far away from the river. There does not appear to be any lights on inside.
Yeah. Okay. So possibly that time away was not taking the family on a vacation. Should have thought of that. I'm probably going to come to that realization, be super sad, and then have a bit of a look around.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Oh, that is not good. 11.
Okay. You look around, and you do find that there is a couple of books that have been sort of stacked that are advanced arcane information. You suspect Rin was probably studying at some point. There's a few drawings that are just sort of dotted around. There doesn't appear to be anything, it appears to be the house has been unoccupied for a couple of weeks.
If it's not too late in the day, can I go over to Philip and Pippin's place?
You can go to Philip and Pippin, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly forget which one's the father and which one's the son. I'm pretty sure Pippin's the dad. But Yeah, the dad should at least be there. It'd be weird for him to come on a family vacation.
Bear with me whilst I just look in. No, Philip is your brother.
Yeah, that's right. So Pippin thought so.
Okay. You sort of get to the store. The store is closed because it's late.
All right then. I'm gonna go back to my house, and somewhere where my mother sleeps, I'm gonna leave one of my sending stones.
Okay.
Because I've got 2 sets of them at the moment. I never use them, so I might as well. And then I'm gonna start teleportation circle back to you know where I'm thinking of in
Yeah, you're going back to okay, so you're teleporting back to Van Calder. Or the Blaine, sorry.
Blaine, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. I assume you're leaving a note with the sending stone, not just leaving a stone on a pillow and teleporting away.
Yeah. Sorry I've missed you. I really wish I could have seen you. If you need to reach me, use this.
Okay. You complete the teleportation circle, and vanish off back to Van Calder. Blaine. Your words right. You do know that it's quite late in the day now by the time you get here, and you've got no way of getting back to Keep.
I will just on my broom. I mean, I don't know how long that's going to take, but it's my only option.
A long time. It takes a.
No, Windwalk.
No, he's used it all up.
Yeah, it's been that long. I'm pretty stranded.
You've got basically it takes 2 days worth of travel to get between Blaine and Van Valder. So you would be flying for pretty much overnight. So you'd be taking, point of exhaustion.
Point of exhaustion. I have literally no other option. And actually, when we leveled up, I wouldn't have gotten my extra spell slot, would I?
I mean, you leveled up, so yes, you do.
I mean, it's only going to make me 5 feet faster. Unless, it'd be a dumb idea for me to try and cast a spell I don't actually know.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, right. So I was thinking of doing fast step, but I have Investiture of Wind, which I could just upcast with my new 7th level spell slot. That gets me 60 feet of fly.
Have you got it prepared or not?
Yeah, that's actually one I learned at last level and have yet to use it because we were in a plane of existence that didn't require flying.
Yeah.
How long does it last?
10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 10 minutes of speed, but then you're not much better off.
Yeah, no, let me just check fast step, because if I do enhance ability and then attempt fast step, I've probably got a decent odds of pulling this off. Yeah, oh god, level 5, that's brutal. Right. So, and I think I still have a second. Come on, second. Or I could just cast, teleport to outside. But
you would not be able to do enhance ability and fast step. They are both concentration spells.
Oh yeah, the second I cast it, it breaks it. Right, crap.
It also only lasts for a minute. And can only take you 60 feet.
Yeah, and I don't think I can do above level 5 with the apparatus, can I?
You can upcast it, but it would just basically be, if it goes wrong, it will be the DC increases. The DC will increase the level of the spell slot that you're doing, and it would be if it goes wrong, it would be that would be cast at that level spell.
Yeah, just the broom. I'll just save my spell slots for when I get exhausted and ambushed and have to try and not die.
Okay. You fly through the night to get back home. You pass over the Gebu Tavern, and you would probably you would get there at some point in the next afternoon if you fly overnight.
Yeah, gonna have to.
You would not have a long rest.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you have. No, actually, no. We're back to Asher because Asher is flying to. Asher will probably fly past Kafina at some point. Oh no, actually no. This is much. No, that's much later in the day. I'll go past Cedric and Lyra. So you're flying to pick up Nuala and Fro?
Yeah, I need to fly all over there, convince them that it definitely wasn't me who they saw leaving from wherever they found me. And that their life is in danger. They must believe me 100%, and we are leaving now to a very super secret place that I probably should have told them about, but never have.
Make a deception check, first of all.
Disadvantage, sure.
Yeah. And a super DC because she's a cleric. Yeah.
It's an 18.
She just looks at you and goes, "It's disappointing that you feel you could have lied. You needed to lie to me about that. You could have just said that you were in town briefly for business."
Sometimes little lies are better for character development. And I believe that this is one of those moments where I think that you should believe me no matter what I say. But whatever I do say may sound completely ludicrous and that I'm insane. But you know that guy, Geryon, who I didn't really kill myself, but I would like to think I was probably one of the people who encouraged it more than anyone. Probably would have gone on about a day longer than anyone else.
Yes, you encouraged violence.
Yes, encouraged a lot of violence that day. He might not truly be dead and maybe coming back within, I keep saying to everyone 12 hours, but I said 12 hours ago about 4 hours ago. So the time frame's getting smaller and smaller. I would like you to come with me because I would like you to be the first people on my very safe mode of transport out of here to a very convenient point on Channel Peak. Was it Channel Peak? Channel Point? Channel Point. Channel Point. I was listening. To Channel Point to where the rest of the army will all be delivered, and I believe it will be the safest place for you, Nuala, and Frode to be. I remembered their names.
It's good that you've remembered our names.
A lot of things have happened. I've lost my head a lot of times since then. Well, once, but once is enough.
I'm not going to ask if that's a metaphor or not.
It's not, but great. You're on board. You're not questioning me, so away you go.
Why are we leaving? If this is all happening elsewhere, why are we leaving here? Surely Jorvik is safe.
Nowhere is safe. Whoever this is.
Why are we moving?
Well, I believe that you will be more safe where I'm trying to take you than what you are here.
Make a persuasion check.
15.
She sighs and takes your hand. Asher, as much fun as it would be to run away and start a life somewhere else.
Hang on a minute.
I can't just uproot myself and my son.
The entire Valkyrie and Inherinia's army are evacuating Jorvik and will be fleeing with you.
I just want to. So, I'm trying to understand. You want us to go closer to where the fighting is going to happen?
I want you to move with the entire collated army, for I believe that to surround yourself with the armies of many is better to have no army at all.
But why would I not stay here where there's no need for an army?
Because here might be walked over. Completely. Easily. With minimal resistance. Would it help if I said that I had had a personal chat with Odin and a good friend of mine that had an extremely close encounter with the goddess Athena, and they both advised us that this is the right thing to do?
Make a persuasion check.
Because I personally believe that going against the advisories of a god does not help my point.
What's your roll?
16. Don't make me do this by force.
You could certainly try. Look. If you're going to press the issue, then I'm going to have to say no. And and that will be that. I don't want that to be the case. But you're asking me to uproot my life and move somewhere where there's more danger, to where there is an army.
At least move to my keep. It's not that far.
Where is it?
I can't remember.
Bantal.
Bantal.
The stealth
It's
of it
very
is so
secret.
good.
It's such a stealthy
Very
keep.
secret and dear to me. It's very nice and extremely safe. That way you wouldn't have to leave, but you would be safe, safer at least, and more easily accessible by me.
Raises an eyebrow at that.
What if I said that I was scared?
She looks at you and sort of stares into your eyes for a moment. Are you?
Extremely. Whatever happens in the next 12 hours, I cannot stop. Or even help against.
When do you need us to be at your keep?
Tomorrow afternoon.
That's not possible if it's Bantalda. 2 days travel with a child.
We can arrange transport for you.
If you can arrange it, then fine. Send it here, and I will get things ready.
I will pick you up in the morning. I believe that you will know when I've arrived.
I assume you'll knock on the door.
Yes. Yes. I will knock on the door.
Very well, Asher, but don't let this become a regular habit.
More so than what I feel it should. This very well could be my last.
That's not ominous at all. And she leans and kisses you.
See you in the morning.
Sorry, can we just get an enactment of that kiss, please?
If it is to be your last.
We can't hear you, Ross. Sorry.
If this is to be your last opportunity, then and she sort of tilts her head towards the massive bear that still sits in the living room.
Oh, but for this, I can't get back. Worth it. Yeah, I've done the I have done the math, and I have decided that I'm going to hold up the entire Valkyrie army, and we're going to sort this out. I'm going to talk this through with words.
It's a good thing that you have come to your senses. Fade to black.
Thank you.
Ross, were you trying to say something?
Oh no, I was just trying to wind everyone up. I was just requesting a display of the kiss, basically. Well, can we just see that for a moment? Oh, there we go.
Connor, that's not accurate. There's a big bear in the middle of the room.
No, it's an elephant.
No, it's a big elephant, isn't it? Yes, you're right. I thought it was a reindeer. No, you're right. There's a big moose. The big moose. Yeah, I was right.
So yeah, in the morning I'm gonna have to leave, steal an illithid ship, come back, pick her up. Then
a journey that's still going to take you 2 days to do.
Yep. I'll figure it out.
And a ship that you cannot pilot on your own.
I am very charismatic, and I'm sure that Leela and Fee will be into a romantic gesture of flying an illithid ship to go and save my lady.
If Fee gets there in time.
If he gets
Leela, you'll have to do.
Is this House of Cards up?
Yeah, why is Fee gotta go on a ridiculous mission?
So, as you attend to your various nocturnal activities, Cedric and Lyra return to the keep where Cruz and family Leela are.
Cool.
Anything that you wish to discuss?
Yeah,
or...
as we arrive, I go, okay, so we should probably deal with those tadpole things then.
Yeah.
Lyra.
Well, the others might have been working on that in our absence, I wonder.
Yes, maybe that would be quite good if they solved the issue before we got here.
With Cedric's perception, he probably sees a load of squashed leeches on the ground.
There's a lot of leeches on. No, not even passive perception. They walk through the gates and there is leeches everywhere.
Lyra.
Hello.
We have a small problem.
A small problem, you say?
In our efforts to kill.
Were you too efficient at killing them?
I think I was quite efficient. However, Foundling tried to throw some off the top, and you have seen some of them. However, a few escaped and in the ship somewhere.
So he threw them off the top of the airship. You threw him under the bus.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I have a wisdom of 7. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
We wondered if your special abilities could help us find within the ship.
Maybe they're quite small, so we'll have to see. My results might not be very useful, but we'll see.
They will be better than me trying to find them.
How many times can you use primeval awareness in a day? Is it number wisdom modifier?
I think so, and I've only used it once.
Yeah, you only used it once. I just wasn't sure how many times you have used it and how many times you can use it. That's all.
How successful was I
In what?
in the killing?
Oh, very successful. You've killed at least a tank and a half. Which is quite disconcerting because some of the ones that are still in the tank are eating the ones that have been murdered. Yeah, they're not killing each other that are still alive. They're just killing the ones that are dead.
Actually, in the revised ranger, there's no limit on it. It just takes a minute rather than an action.
Well, then take a minute.
I will look carefully at a space on the floor before sitting on it to make sure that I'm not about to sit within easy striking range of the illithid leech. And then I spend a minute trying to sense where these 9 little bastards have gone.
Okay, you sit down.
I saw 9. There may have been more.
Bastard. You sit down and you concentrate on the 9 little bastards. You get the big old blip of many in a tank, which are fairly. I'm just going to double check something here. Any of them are showing. Okay, you get the general direction, which is sort of in the ship, and their distance from you in miles, which is
considerably less than 1.
Considerably less than 0.1.
Yeah.
What you're saying is they're nearby.
Basically.
Do we at least get a direction?
You get the sense you might be better off attempting this inside the ship because then you'll be able to pinpoint individuals.
Sorry, I thought I was inside.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about
you said you sat on the ground, so I misunderstood. You get up and you get into the ship and you do the same thing again. You get a general direction of some of them are basically within no more than 30 feet of where you're sat, and you can sort of. You're basically pointing in various directions.
I follow the point.
Make an investigation check.
Yes.
Because I imagine the ship itself might be an aberration.
The ship itself isn't. The ship is a construct.
Oh, right. It's a construct. Okay.
I will assist Cruz.
He's got advantage. No. Just roll better.
16.
Even with Lyra's pointing, you only managed to find 3.
Bastards.
But the ones we find, we murder.
Yes, I assume.
vicious.
Extreme prejudice, I expect.
I mean,
The extremist of prejudices.
And Leela rock up with like head torch on, like
Yeah.
gloves on, like she's ready to find these things.
Yeah, probably not a head torch, because in this pantheon there'll actually be a flaming torch on your head. But
a
you've
small
got
flame.
you've got a candle on small candle on a head.
Just capture it light.
Is it dark? Is it dark now?
Yeah, there are lights inside it. It's not like emergency lighting, but there is enough lighting to sort of
Don't
see.
goblins have dark vision as well?
Yeah, goblins have got dark vision, so.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's true. I just wanted to be dramatic, guys. God.
I'm sorry.
Actually, to be fair, Leela probably would have invented a head torch of some description.
Yes.
Bless her. So yeah, well, sure. We'll say that's one of your extra gadgets that you've made. Just a little clockwork head torch.
Little light.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can certainly have an investigation. You can make an investigation check with advantage, because Lyra is still there searching.
I will guidance someone.
Sure, you can add a D4 to that, Lyra.
So 15 and D4, 18.
18. Okay. You are actually able to, because you're smaller, you're able to get into some of the more nooks and crannies, and you sort of spent a bit of time attuned to the ship, so you actually work out where these things might have gone. Two of them have actually escaped by this point and have actually found their way into it, but actually you're sort of following them around. They've only got as far as the outer skin of the flim, and they're just sort of there, like, trying to dig their way out, and they can't quite work out how to do it.
Can I get down to them?
Yeah, you can get down to them.
Okay, I'm squishing.
Okay. You sort of take a crossbow bolt and just sort of stab them in such a way that you don't puncture the skin of the ship.
Delicious kebab
No.
later.
Sorry?
Delicious kebab later.
Exactly.
Num.
You manage to find the remainder that are scamping around. And
That's the last of them.
that is the last of them that you're aware of.
Well,
Oh, we're aware of. Oh, you sod.
so that
That was
is
attack.
4.5 tanks worth of these bastards.
Now
Yes.
continue to attack the tanks.
You, in the remainder of the day before you need to take a rest, you kill another tank.
These things die easily. If either of you have any area of effect magic that could be used, that would make it a lot
Yes.
faster.
I have basically a poison cloud.
That seems like it would work well.
Oh,
It wouldn't underwater, I don't think.
We can find out.
It'd be like a poison
It might-
jacuzzi.
It might displace it and they'll go everywhere again.
I feel like Fee could really be of help here. Where's she gone off to?
I think she wandered off on some strange occupation.
Hold on 1 second. Just I could just imagine, right? Like Cedric and Lyra basically being like the mum and dad of the group, and they've gone out of the house for like 2 minutes, and they come back in,
Yep.
and everything is in disarray. People
Yeah.
are missing. The house is a mess. Everything's just gone completely tits up.
Is it like that community
down.
episode where he
This
walks
is-
back in and everything's on fire?
This
This
is
is
what
like
this feels like.
or something like that.
that's pretty much what's gone on. You've gone away and you've come back, and there is
Hey, nothing is on fire.
Nothing's on fire
No.
yet.
No, there's just brain-eating leeches wandering around.
Yes.
You can tell the wisdom of the group definitely left.
Family hasn't had a chance to read his book yet. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Aw.
Oh, I could have been doing that instead of killing leeches. Oh well.
That would have been a better use of your time, yes.
Never
Um,
mind.
Anyway, yes, you said you had things that you were going to try, Cedric.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm gonna probably. So wait, there's a tank still, right?
Yeah, there's
These things, yeah.
3.5 tanks.
This is like probably
Okay.
mega overkill because I only have a 7th level slot left. And I was 7th level. Just so we don't have any more messing around. Cloud kill.
Oh my
I don't think I've ever used cloud kill.
Well, it's your 5th level spell slot, or your 5th level spell. I don't think you've ever
Yes.
actually used a 5th level spell.
No,
I don't think you've had access to a 5th level spell.
I've not.
So cloud kill. Okay.
So I don't know if it's going to work underwater. It does have quite a large radius, but you can tell me whether. I mean, I'm going to find out either way, I guess. But it does say obviously like it goes around. I think it says it goes around corners. So, but I imagine if you put it in a container, that it won't go anywhere. Does it emanate out from a point, or does it just bam? There's a massive cloud.
Okay, so you would have to.
I'll tell everyone to stand back.
You have to open the container to be able to cast it inside it.
Okay.
Because targeting the container itself is protected by magics that prevent it from being broken deliberately. So you would have to open it up and cast inside, and then attempt to close it in without killing yourself.
Yeah, easy.
Okay, so
the wisdom's definitely returned. You can tell.
Anyway, okay, Cruz is
I mean, can't you just position the sphere so you're not in it?
The tanks aren't that big.
Yeah,
it's a 20-foot radius tank.
I mean, I could probably do something less, but I want to try the spell out, so...
Sure. Okay, so at 7th level, Cloud Kill. So, you lift the lid of the tank and Cruz is helping, and you stand in a position.
I'll get ready.
Cruz has like got the lid just like ready to slam it back down.
As I say, Lyra is in the keep praying.
Okay, so
Founding is in the ship, but a bit further away.
Yes, please do stand back.
Yeah,
emergency relief.
Back.
I mean, it's.
I'm somewhere on my knees, but I'm not praying.
Whoa! The video was just very slowly going.
After 10 o'clock, folks, I can say what I want.
Watershed's gone, mate.
Watershed's over.
Watershed doesn't apply to the internet anyway.
Well, then I'll start earlier then.
Yeah, you have with the drinks, so why not with everything else?
Yeah.
So,
11 o'clock, I get the nipple out.
No nipples on Twitch! So, you cast Cloud Kill at 7th level.
I do.
The yellow-green fog appears within and starts to swirl around and expands rapidly, filling the entire space. I'm going to say both of you roll initiative checks for me.
D&D Beyond died on me just as I cast that spell. I feel like that's a really bad omen.
Oh, that's not good.
You got dice?
Yeah, I just can't remember any of my... Oh, wait, hold on. It might be back. Wait, what? I guess not. Yeah, I mean, what am I doing again? Sorry?
Initiative.
Initiative. Oh, it's just +1 off the top of my head. 6.
Oh.
25. Okay. Crit. Yeah. So,
I have advantage.
What do you have advantage for?
I have advantage on initiative check.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah. Beyond says so.
Fair. All right. So you release the spell. As you get into position, you are ready there to slam it down, but it's not quick enough to not catch you in it. So Cedric, I need both of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Con save.
Yes, please.
What's my con mod? I think it's. Do I? I'm not proficient. I think it's +2.
I think you are proficient in con mod.
It,
oh no, it's
intelligence that always surprises me. I think I've only got a plus. No, I think I've got a plus.
I will find out for you. Bear with.
I'll roll the die. Okay, I mean, I rolled pretty high, so.
I can't even see the character sheet. Actually, I have because I am aware that the internet. I have downloaded.
Oh wait, yeah, I might have it on the app. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying.
I've got Cedric at level 10. That's good enough. It's going to show how quickly I level you guys up, but your level 10 was saved down in January. Con is +2.
I thought so. Okay, I got 21.
21? Yes. So what did I roll for initiative? You rolled 25. A natural 1. A natural 5? Natural 20. So did you get a natural 1 this time?
Yep.
Okay, goody. Cedric,
yeah.
Can you roll for me?
Is it 78?
78, please.
Sure.
7. +8 is some number.
15.
Thank you.
15.
16? 16.
15.
15. 20. How many am I on now? I'm on
That's 3.
3. Oh, that's only a 2. That's good. 22. That's a 7, so that's 29.
Yeah.
That's another 8. So that's
37.
37, yeah.
37, yeah.
I think this is the last one.
Yes.
Which is another
That was
5.
7.
So 42. So Cruz, you take 42 points of poison damage.
Yep.
Cedric, you take 21. 21, sorry.
Say 41. For making the save, you take 1 less point
What?
of damage.
You take 21 points of poison damage,
Okay.
and make another con save to see if you maintain concentration. Oh, wow, kill.
A 17.
Yeah, you're fine. You maintain concentration. The lid is now down as Cruz just sort of falls over.
Sorry.
Well, the fog. It normally would move. It normally would move 10 feet away from you at the end of each turn, but just keeps rolling around.
Yeah, I'm just reading. That's what I was curious about.
They do breathe air, and they are sort of amphibious. They do require oxygen, so you just watch as after a short while they start thrashing around, and then just all simultaneously float up, unmoving.
Oh.
I want to insight them. Are they pretending to be dead?
Make an insight check.
I rolled an 18, but I don't know what mod is. +5, maybe?
Proficiency and wisdom modifier, so it's at least 9 for you.
Oh, it's going to be 27 then. It'd be around the 27, 28, 29 kind of mark.
Okay. You are fairly certain they are dead.
Good.
They're not just playing possum.
Good.
Or indeed leech.
Awesome.
Double check and cast the spell again.
So that
I
was-
will drop concentration on that and
Okay.
mission successful. Sorry, Cruz. It's a new spell. I was a little bit slow.
It is all right. I was happy to be part of the experiment.
Yeah, just straight damage. Doesn't do anything else. Okay.
That's it. It's just a good damage.
So yeah, they are all. Oh, that tank is now dead. So there's now only 2.5 tanks left. So problematic.
Good.
Okay.
You go back to traffic. Okay. At some point, I assume you take a long rest.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So those of you that are not flying back on a broom, and you may take your long rest. So Fee, you take a exhaustion, and you do not get your long rest. Asher, you may decide whether or not you want to have a long rest. Depends on how entertained you wish to be.
Roll it.
It's a long rest.
Okay.
It's been so long.
Performance check was pretty high. I did good.
Obviously,
Skeletar would have been proud.
yeah, natural 20 on my end. Nice.
I got a 19.
Yeah.
Yay.
A good evening is had by all, apart from Fina, who is sat astride her broom. Flying back, tired. At some point during the night, though, there is a disruption that comes to the mind of Lyra.
Oh, okay.
Lyra. Kelatar.
Wait, what?
You had been flying to Ms. Tumal.
I have.
You've been flying for a couple of days,
Yes.
trying to make your way there because you knew that that's where your allies would be meeting you. Belgrad's son,
Yes.
which I did send you the name
You
of.
did, but you said it in a text message last Friday. So
It's been a while. I mean, you could just look at the message. That would be useful.
God, Matt, you had one job.
Matt, to be fair, Matt didn't know that Kelatar was going to be introduced to this.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Somewhere.
Oh,
That was it.
Fulmar. You've been flying pretty much non-stop. He's getting a bit tired, but you are still content on getting there soon, and it's going on. As you start to see the massive waterfall that falls over the Tasto cliffs,
Yep.
you can see the sort of the pinpricks of light that come through from the other side, the various forges and things that are going on. I don't know is the honest answer to that, Ross.
Okay. Don't worry, carry on.
As you sort of see this, as comfort and it's that you're going to come to rest. There is a massive flash as something bursts out inside. As you are standing there, as you're flying closer, you can see that there are gouts of flame that come bursting out through the tunnels. A massive pillar of smoke ejects out of the side, the main tunnel that leads under the waterfall, and one that catapults straight up as well. As you sort of see this getting closer, you can see the waterfall itself evaporates instantaneously. As a small canal that comes through, replaced almost immediately by a fall of lava, molten rock that is just pouring out and into the channel below. Do you sort of look around, make a perception check?
How far above this am
I? You're not above it, you're sort of flying to it.
Okay.
So you're sort of flying head onto it. Yes, perception check. I'll do one for full mar as well.
I rolled a 16, so I think it's 24.
Okay, you look up and you sort of see around. You can see the big burst of fire that is coming through this. You can hear screams from a distance. The fact that you're able to hear this from this far away is concerning.
Yeah.
As that's going on, you hear a large crack of lightning. You look up to where Gaia's Desire, the tallest mountain peak, sort of spin off across to your western side. And there is just bolts of lightning that are arcing down, striking the top of the mountain itself. Yeah. You can see how these are not normal lightning storms. These are coming in at massive ferocity and impact. You gather from this that the attack has begun.
I will immediately try and send a message to.
Don't interrupt me.
Lyra is probably the one that's most likely to be awake.
Don't interrupt me. Fucking leave me alone.
Now is not the time.
Wow, my instinct picks a really dramatic point to go down. And so does Asher.
Yeah, I will send a message to Lyra saying, at Tasto Falls, it has begun.
And that is where we'll pick up next week.
Ooh.
So, yeah, that happened.
I can't believe I chose a one-nighter over saving the planet. What?
Worth.
That seems entirely like the sort of thing you do.
Yeah.
Well, as
Maybe anything I stayed true to character.
Yeah.
Maybe the sort of thing Asher would do, but definitely the sort of thing Connor would do.
Oh, yeah.
We're all going to die in the morning. Well, no one can tell me off.
I'll get busy.
So Kalatal witnessed that whole thing happen.
Yes, I saw it before.
Wait. So Laura, are you going to be with us next week, or?
I don't know. I haven't heard yet. As far as I'm aware, I am back to work on Thursday.
Okay.
But they've still got time to push me back. And
Rubber penises can wait. Play with us instead.
I was going to say something now.
I'm not going to make a comment.
Don't touch that.
That's what she said.
Yay. I'll have to see. Yeah, I'll have to see. I might be able to join kind of a little bit late.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh.
No, we don't let
If
people
not-
join late, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I missed that.
Yeah, that's what she said. So yeah, we'll pick that up as the attack upon Fioros has begun. So thank you very much for joining us. Please stay safe out there. Hope you enjoyed this. If you want to watch one of our previous adventures, go to YouTube and search for Eat, Crit and Survive, and then at Eat, Crit, Survive on Twitter. Various podcasts will be available as well. Yeah,
Cool finish.
that's the thing. So I'm just enjoying destroying my own world. It's a really interesting feeling of just how much destruction is going into these builds, and it's interesting.
In which case, then we'll just take a back seat. We'll let you just wreck everything.
Yeah, just fuck on.
Let you get on with it.
It's like,
Well,
yeah.
So
Gonna put on those
the
little box
new
glasses
campaign
that
and
you
character
put.
rolling.
We're going to put on those little box glasses you get in the eclipse. Everything just...
So next week we'll come back with our new characters and a whole new lore. But no, very much for joining us. We will see you next time. Laura, thank you for joining us remotely. as we all are joining remotely.
I was gonna say what?
Specifically as a guest, I guess.
Specifically, the guests joining us. The rest of us, we've got.
Just part of the family.
The rest of us, we know we've got fuck all else to do on a Friday night. So.
I mean, I genuinely don't have anything to do.
Well, you can join us all the time then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too late, you said
Well,
yeah.
played
Right,
lost.
everyone
It
heard
took a
that,
long
got it
time
on
before you-
looped.
Before you joined us this time, so
I couldn't join you because we had like
family quizzing.
mean-
Yeah, I know.
pub quizzes with family.
family.
Otherwise, I would have been here.
Who cares
Yeah.
about family?
So, yes, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Stay safe out there, guys. Good night.
All right.